Good afternoon and welcome to Sinsheimer Stadium in San Luis Obispo for SLO Blues baseball. Tonight we've got the final non-league game of 2023 as the Blues battle the Ventura County Pirates here at home. Hello everybody, I'm Jack Smith. Welcome into the broadcast booth here at Sinsheimer Stadium. It's the Blues and the Pirates, the final non-league game for the Blues of 2023, who get a tune-up before the big game tomorrow against the Santa Barbara Foresters. SLO is 8-4 in non-league games so far this season, and today they play the 13th and final game. The visitors are the Ventura County Pirates, a record of 11-5 in non-league games, and the Pirates will roll in here trying to keep the Blues on the down. The Blues lost yesterday's game to the Academy Barons to split a two-game series against the last-place team in the CCL South. So the Blues trying to rebound today with a win and then get into the big game tomorrow against Santa Barbara. Fireworks night, big game against the rivals. It's going to be a great one, but before that, we've got today the battle between the Pirates and the Blues. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with first pitch and national anthem on the way on the SLO Blues streaming network. The Blues are taking the field here in the final non-league contest of the summer, and we're going to let you take a listen to that and national anthem on the way here on the SLO Blues streaming network.
He's followed by number one, the third baseman, Jake Hicksonbaugh. Then it's number 43, the left fielder, Giovanni Blanchett. And batting cleanup, the designated hitter, number 17, Justin Trimble. Batting fifth for the Blues, wearing number 5, playing first base, it's Zach Tollerman. That's the catcher, wearing number 10, Matt Spear. Batting 7th for San Luis Obispo today, wearing number 41, the right fielder, Jason Hansen. Then it's number 50, the second baseman, Darius Price. And batting ninth for the Blues, wearing number 27, the shortstop, Cade O'Hara. Starting pitcher today is a lefty from the University of Texas, wearing number 48, it's Chris Stewart. The Blues are led by Dean Traynor. They're assisted by Steve Tolley, Brian Traynor, Rene Regalado, and Max Lober. And ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned a few moments ago, today singing the national anthem for us, the Central Coast Youth Chorus. And we would ask you at this time to kindly stand and remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see
The Central Coast Youth Chorus with yet another great national anthem. They sung it yesterday, sung it today. Excellent both times here at Sinsheimer Stadium, which means we've got baseball on the way, and we'll start things off with a starting lineup for the Ventura County Pirates. The visitors at 11-5 will bring up Jovan Camacho to lead things off, the right fielder. Behind him is Jackson Benatar, the left fielder from Glendale College, who hits second. Jesse Gadd, the third baseman from Colorado Mesa, is at third. Andrew Baglino, the catcher from CSU Domingos Hills, is in the cleanup spot. It's Andrew Tovar from CSU Los Angeles who's in the 5. Andrew Cisneros hits 6th, the shortstop from Glendale College. Then it's the designated hitter, Sean Mann, who bats 7th. Robbie Trito, the second baseman from CSU Monterey Bay, is in the 8 hole. And Dan Lockery, the center fielder, hits in the 9th spot. On the mound for your San Luis Obispo Blues, it's a left-hander Chris Stewart from the University of Texas, 6'2", 225-pound left-hand pitcher. Has a 0 ERA for the Blues so far and 3 combined innings pitched, and he's making his first start today for the Blues. A reliever at Texas, a reliever so far for SLO, but he gets a chance to start on the mound in the final non-conference game of the year for the Blues. Here's the defense for San Luis Obispo in this contest. In the outfield from left to right, it's Blanchette, Lewis, and Hansen. Right side of the infield is Price and Zach Tollerman. Cato O'Hara is at short. Hicksonbaugh is at third. It's Matt Spear behind the plate, and Justin Trimble does the DHing after playing first base yesterday. Well, the Blues play their final non-league game, a final tune-up for them outside of the CCL. And after the Blues dropped Game 2 of the 2-game series versus the Barons in yesterday's contest, they continue the homestand against the Ventura County Pirates. A tune-up matchup before tomorrow's game against Santa Barbara. That's a sold-out game, a fireworks show. It's a big game for the Blues as they're trying to continue in CCL play. But before that, they've got to go through the Pirates. 11-5 versus 8-4. The Blues have won 8 of 12 in non-league play so far this summer. Throw down from Spear ends the warm-up tosses for Chris Stewart as he readies up to face the Pirates here in the top of the first inning. Jovan Camacho, Jackson Benatar, Jesse Gadd due up here in the top of the first. Stewart, the lefty from Amsterdam, Netherlands, recently entered the portal after playing this past season at the University of Texas. And the lefty ready to face the top of the first. 3 batters due up. It's Camacho, Benatar, and Gadd. So the batters, Jovan Camacho, we're just about ready to get this game started. First pitch, and Camacho takes outside. First pitch at 2:06 p.m., a minute late. Beautiful weather here in San Luis Obispo. It's 76 degrees, another blue sky day. We're just past 2 p.m. on the West Coast. 1-0. Camacho takes high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Camacho, a .297 hitter. Uncommitted right fielder leading off for the Pirates here in the top of the first. The pitch, and Camacho takes it on the back. 3 straight balls to start the game for Chris Stewart, and it's a hit by pitch to start the first. The Pirates have a base runner here with nobody out. Stewart does deal with a little bit of control issues, or at least he did this past year at Texas. 14 walks and 15 innings pitched, also hit 5 batters. So you're doing the math. That's well over 1 an inning that are getting on for free against Chris Stewart. And he's dealt with a similar issue for the Blues so far. He looks in at a right-handed hitter, Jackson Benatar, the left fielder from Glendale College, who takes a little inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Stewart's got great stuff. It's just about throwing strikes for him, and he's trying to reel things in his first start with the Blues. 1-0 offering. Benatar takes inside. 5 straight out of the zone for Stewart. He's going to take a little walk with himself behind the mound. 2 balls, no strikes with Camacho at first. So Stewart, the lefty, working from the third base side of the rubber. Comes set at the belt. Now he kicks and fires. Benatar takes on the outside corner, called strike 1. Blues are wearing the San Luis gray uniforms with the blue piping. It's the Digicamo for the visiting Ventura County Pirates with red letters that are nearly impossible to read on the back of the jerseys. But gray pants, red socks. 2-1. Benatar swings and fouls it straight back. Camacho was running from first, got a really late jump. I wonder if that was a hit and run situation there for the Ventura County Pirates, but a foul ball makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Benatar's hitting .390 in non-league games this summer for the Pirates. Left fielder from Glendale College. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stewart comes set, now delivers. Benatar lines it foul off the netting over the Blues dugout. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stewart, 6'2", 225-pound senior. We told you came from the Netherlands. Played at San Jacinto College, then Texas, now in the portal. 2-2. Benatar rolls it on the ground towards second. Price has it roll right under his glove and into right center field. Heading to third is Camacho. He gets the stop sign. It's an error for the second baseman, and there's runners at first and third with nobody out. Could have been a double play for the Blues. Instead, it's an error on Darius Price, and there's 2 runners aboard with nobody out. So Chris Stewart rolls what could have been a double play ball. Now he's got to battle around this first inning. Camacho at third, Benatar at first. So now Stewart looks in at the left-hander, Jesse Gadd, the third baseman from Colorado Mesa. Steps in the back of that left-hand batter's box. First and third, no outs. And Stewart delivers a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. So the walk, or the hit by pitch, and then the error. 2 free base runners here in the first inning for the Pirates. There's still not an out in the first. 1-0. Swing and a miss. That's the breaking ball, and a really good one off the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. The hit by pitch, that's the fault of Stewart. What he did next, not in his hands, as he rolled what could have been a double play ball. Price let it roll right under his glove. And now it's really about trying to bear down if you're Chris Stewart. Limit the damage here in the first. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Same breaking ball and the same result as Gadd goes fishing off the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Big strikeout spot for Stewart. Runner at third base, nobody out. There's also a runner at first. Stewart will take a double play ball. We saw the Blues do that yesterday. Traded a run for 2 outs in the first with a bases loaded, nobody out situation against the Barons. 1-2. It's the breaking ball again, and this time Gadd just barely catches a piece. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Blues are 8-4 in non-league games, but they've lost 2 of their last 3 as they welcomed in the Humboldt Crabs last weekend and lost 2 games of the 3-game series. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the third baseman from Colorado Mesa. The pitch is a little outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Gadd steps back in, .452 hitter in non-league games for the Pirates. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. 2 runners on with nobody out. Stewart comes home. Runner taken off for second. A swing and a foul ball straight back to the Blues dugout. So still 2-2. Benatar trying to swipe second base and maybe put himself in motion to eliminate a potential double play here in the first inning. But the foul ball by Gadd, and he's got to return back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stewart searching for his first K. He deals and struck him out. Gadd chased the breaking ball yet again, and Stewart does pick up his first strikeout for the first out here in the first inning. So here's the batter, Andrew Buglino, the catcher from CSU Dominguez Hills. .348 hitter as the righty strides in. Now, if you're Stewart, you've gotten the strikeout. If you roll a double play here, no runs across in the first inning. But also another spot where you could strike out Buglino if that's what Stewart is pitching for. And Stewart's a guy that can rack up the Ks. 18 strikeouts in 15 innings for the Longhorns this past season. Oh, well. That fastball's a little bit inside off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Buglino, big, strong right-handed hitter, 6 foot, 205, will be a 5th-year senior at D2 CSU Dominguez Hills next year. 1-0 the count with Camacho at third, Benatar at first here in the first inning. There was a pick to first, a little overhand looping throw. No intent there to actually pick off Benatar, just making sure that Benatar understands, hey, I'm looking at you. 1-0. That's high. 2 balls and no strikes on the fastball. So it's been the fastball that Stewart's been missing within this inning. When Gadd was up at the plate, he threw 3 perfect breaking balls. I wonder if he's got more command and feel for that pitch right now. But a situation here with a right-hander up, can't really bury the slider in on the right-handed hitter. Might hit him. 2-0. It's the fastball, and it's a big swing and miss. Blew it right by him. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fastball at 88 miles an hour, right by Buglino, the catcher. 2 balls, 1 strike on the veteran from Dominguez Hills. 2-1 the count, 1 out, 2 runners on. It's Camacho at third, Benatar at first. We're here in the top of the first inning in a scoreless game at Sinsheimer. Here's the 2-1. Runner takes off for second yet again, and another foul. I wonder if the Pirates are going with a hit and run to try and add a run to the board, and they just haven't been able to really square up Stewart yet. There hasn't been a hit in this inning. The 2 base runners have come from a hit by pitch and an error by the second baseman, Darius Price. So Stewart, another chance to maybe leave the zone in a 2-2 count. Search for the strikeout. Trying to work around the hit by pitch and the error here in the first. 2-2. Fouled off the foot of the catcher, Buglino. That was the breaking ball on the inside corner. Nice pitch by Stewart, but an even nicer job of Buglino to fight it off. So still 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Stewart bent at the hips, staring in at Spear, the catcher. First and third the situation. 1 out and a 2-2 count in the top of the first. Stewart sets at the belt and picks to first. A low throw, and Tollerman has to lean down like a catcher to keep it in front. Well, Stewart, you're using the soft throw just to make sure that the guy knows that you're paying attention to him. But the last thing that Stewart can afford to do is throw it away from Tollerman, and he has thrown 2 errant lobs to first base. 2-2. Fouled straight back. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes to count as Buglino is putting up a fight. This is a veteran-on-veteran matchup. Buglino, a 5th-year senior. Stewart about to be in his 4th year at the collegiate level after playing in the Dutch Major League. So he's seen it all. These are 2 guys that deep in their collegiate careers playing here in summer ball, and they're entrenched in a deep battle here. 2-2, the count with 1 out in the first. Another 2-2, and it's a little bit low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A walk would load the bases. On deck is Andrew Tovar, the first baseman from CSU Los Angeles.
2 strikes, 1 out, and we're going to have a payoff pitch coming up as Buglino steps back into the batter's box.
Left on right matchup, full count, 2 runners on.
And the payoff pitch.
Benatar doesn't take off, and that fastball is strike 3 called. Late call on the outside corner, but Stewart picks up his 2nd straight K. So it was the curveball to strike out Jesse Gadd. This time it's a perfectly placed fastball in the outer half to strike out Buglino. Thought he had ball 4. It was strike 3. And now just 1 out away is Stewart from getting out of this first inning. And the batter's the lefty Andrew Tovar, 276 hitter for the Pirates. First baseman from CSU LA. It's still Camacho at third, Benatar at first, as Stewart trying to work a scoreless first frame. He delivers, and Tovar takes the breaking ball way outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Stewart still hasn't given up a hit in this first inning. Hit by pitch in the air allowed the 2 base runners. First and third with 2 away. 1-0 on the way. And that fastball backs up on Spear off the outside corner, so it's 2 balls and no strikes. This is a left-on-left matchup, which Stewart should excel at. He's got the stuff that is really tough on lefties. The fastballs inside, the breaking balls that look like they're going to be a strike and then break off the plate. And you saw he absolutely dismantled Jesse Gadd for his first strikeout. Here the 2-0, and he misses outside with a fastball. It's 3 balls and no strikes. A walk would load the bases for Andrew Cisneros, one of 3 Andrews back-to-back in this Pirates lineup. It was just Buglino who struck out. Here's Andrew Tovar, and Andrew Cisneros is on deck.
We have 3 Andrews in the 4, 5, and 6 lineup.
3 balls, no strikes on the lefty. Stewart delivers, and that fastball is way outside. It's a 4-pitch walk for Tovar, and Cisneros will step up with the bases juiced here in the first. This is the problem with Stewart. He's had this issue for the Blues, where base runners are just so often on base with the hit by pitches, the walks. I mean, he can't do anything about the error by Price, but he gives out a lot of free 90s on the hill, and when that happens, you get a lot of innings like this. Bases loaded with 2 outs, and now it's Cisneros, the righty, who steps up as Stewart still trying to escape the first. Cisneros, a .273 hitter, shortstop from Glendale College, calls time, so Stewart steps off and now retakes the hill. Camacho at third, Benatar at second, Andrew Tovar at first. 0-0 pitch, and Cisneros takes on the outside corner, called strike 1. So Stewart able to spot up to start this at-bat, gets back in the strike zone. No balls, 1 strike to count on the shortstop. Stewart comes set. 0-1 on the way. Cisneros rolls it off his own foot. That hurts. He drops the bat and runs off towards the first base side. No balls and 2 strikes on the stinger.
As the Pirates left a whopping 8 runners aboard at the end of their game Friday against the Sentinels in Pasadena, which included a top of the second inning where they left them loaded.
So an 0-2 count as the hitter, Andrew Cisneros, still dealing with the pain of that ground ball off his ankle. He's wearing the stirrup socks underneath the long pants, a look that you're seeing more often, and he hit that exact area right at the ankle with a ground ball off his own foot. No balls, 2 strikes, and Stewart maybe a couple chances to leave the zone. He delivers, and Cisneros takes a little high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Andrew Cisneros, 5'7", 165-pound middle infielder, playing shortstop today, transferring from UC Davis to Glendale College. Here's the 1-2. He struck him out. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, and Stewart strikes out the side in a scoreless first. The Pirates lead the bases loaded. The Blues are coming up. It'll be Lewis, Hicksonbaugh, and Blanchette when we come back on the SLO Blues streaming network. Starting lineup for the Blues here in the bottom of the first inning. It's Jariah Lewis making his first appearance for the Blues since June 17th. Jake Hicksonbaugh in the 2 spot. Giovanni Blanchette, the left fielder, hits third. It's Justin Trimble, the DH, cleaning things up. Zach Tollerman's right behind him from Cuesta College. Matt Spear hits in the 6th spot. In the bottom third of the order is Hanson, Price, and O'Hara for the Blues, who are tied here in the bottom of the first after Stewart struck out the side in the top half of the frame. Lewis pops up the first pitch. Foul off the left side, but moving into the foul territory is Jesse Gadd, the third baseman, to make the catch. So Lewis, in his first game in 2 weeks, pops out on the first pitch, and there's one away. On the hill for the Ventura County Pirates, it's Dominic Bayless, the 6'2", 215-pound right-hand pitcher from Cuesta College. A homecoming start for the righty, who's got a 0 ERA and 5 innings pitched so far for the Pirates this summer. This is Jake Hicksonbaugh, the third baseman from Monterey Peninsula College. As the pitch is right down the heart of the plate. No balls and 1 strike on the left-handed hitting third baseman. Hicksonbaugh, a .500 hitter for the Blues so far. 3 runs batted in. He played in his first league game yesterday as he pinch hit in the 9th, but he's been a terror at the plate for the Blues in non-league play. 5 for 10. 1. Hicksonbaugh ropes it into right center field, and it's going to fall for a base hit. Right in front of the right fielder Camacho as Hicksonbaugh picks up another hit. He's now 6 for 11 in non-league play this summer. Jake Hicksonbaugh showing off the hit tool. He did it early in the season, and he's just never stopped. He picks up a base hit. So Hicksonbaugh's aboard at first. Here's Giovanni Blanchette. Blanchette, the left fielder, recently entered the portal from St. Mary's. A .378 hitter this summer for the Blues. 4 runs batted in. He bats with Hicksonbaugh at first. Bayless working from the stretch for the first time. Hickson fires, and Blanchette takes strike 1. Blanchette had an up-and-down day yesterday. A couple of times on base with a single and a walk, but he struck out to end the game with a tying run at second base in the 9th inning. A called strike 3 on the outside corner. A redemption chance today, hitting in the 3rd spot in Dean Trainer's lineup. Bayless comes set. Here's the 0-1. And the pitch is up high. Here's the throw back to try and pick off Hicksonbaugh, and it's not in time. We saw the Blues get picked off a couple of times yesterday. One on the back pick. It was Jake Bold at first. And this time Baglino, the catcher, got to read the scouting report. He tried to backpick Hicksonbaugh, and Hicksonbaugh, who was pretty far off the bag, was able to scurry back just in time. 1 ball, 1 strike the count as Bayless kicks and deals, and Blanchette takes the breaking ball a little inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hicksonbaugh at first, Blanchette at the plate. Justin Trimble is on deck with 1 away here in the bottom of the first. 2-1. Blanchette hits a deep fly ball to left. Heading back is the left fielder Benatar, and he makes the catch sliding onto the track. Blanchette robbed of a base hit by the left fielder as Hicksonbaugh has to go back to first. A long second out here in the bottom half of the inning. Dan Lockery with a phenomenal grab. He slid right as he was reaching the warning track near the 335 marker down the left field line. And Blanchette, who thought he might have had extra bases, has to head back to the dugout empty-handed. So Blanchette hits it hard, nothing to show for it. Here's Justin Trimble, the DH, hitting 111 this summer for the Blues. 3 runs batted in. Bayless, after the long out, looks back to first, and now comes set. Long hold. He brings it home. Trimble, a big swing and a miss at the breaking ball. No balls and 1 strike. Second game in July for the Blues. They play a total of 25 games in 30 days in July. It's going to be a long stretch of games for San Luis Obispo. Here, the final non-league game. So after today, every single game for the Blues counts for the CCL standings. Long hold again. Here's the 0-1. Trimble takes the breaking ball low. Hicksonbaugh broke off first, but has to go back on the block by Baglino. I'm surprised that no Blues hitters are calling timeout. Bayless is setting for a very long time. From the stretch, he sets at the belt and then is just icing the hitters. And Trimble, he's okay with it. No time called by the Blues yet. But not only frees the hitters, though, it freezes the runners. As Hicksonbaugh is out there in the squat in his lead and just getting iced at first. 1-1. Trimble takes in the dirt. Another nice block by Baglino. Keeps it in front. 2 balls and 1 strike. 8th game of a 9-game home stretch for the Blues, the longest of the summer. It's been an up-and-down home stretch so far, but this is the last non-league game in that stretch, and the Blues play Santa Barbara tomorrow before heading on the road to Pershing Park on the 4th of July. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bayless from the stretch, picks to first, and it's another low throw. Not the A move from Bayless, but in the dirt, and Tovar scoops it out. Hixenbaugh is back in. 2-1 the count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Scoreless game here at Sinsheimer. Another nice crowd filing in to watch the Blues play baseball. 2-1. And Trimble hits a high fly ball back and out of play right over the netting and into the parking lot. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the first as Bayless searching for a scoreless frame. Hixenbaugh gets his lead off first. Bayless comes set. Black glove held at his black belt. He delivers, and Trimble shoots it foul. Caught it at the last second on the fastball. Still 2-2. So Justin Trimble, the first baseman from UCSB, relaces the batting gloves, takes a step out, stares out at the bright green grass under the blue sky here at Sinsheimer Stadium, right back into the back of that left-hand batter's box. Bayless searching for what he wants in a 2-2 count. Got to be careful with Hixenbaugh at first. 2-2, and Trimble fights it foul again. Another pitch on the inside corner, and Trimble catches a piece. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, if Trimble can reach, is Zach Tollerman, the Quest to College first baseman. Bayless readies up for another 2-2. Here it is. And Trimble takes the breaking ball high and out. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So now Hixenbaugh will run from first in a full count with 2 outs. The first baseman, Tovar, backs off. He's not going to hold him on. So a running start for Hixenbaugh and a 3-2 pitch on the way to Justin Trimble. Left-hand hitter waiting for the 3-2. Bayless comes set. Hixenbaugh takes off. Here it is. Trimble strikes out swinging. First strikeout for Bayless ends the first. It's scoreless as we head to the second here on the SLO Blues streaming network. We welcome you back to Sinsheimer Stadium on the SLO Blues streaming network. It's Cisneros, Mann, and Trito, or Mann, Trito, and Lockery due up. Bottom third of the order coming up for the Pirates, who didn't bring across a run despite having the bases loaded in the first. As first pitch by Stewart is fouled away by Sean Mann, the DH. No balls and 1 strike. It was first and third, nobody out for the Pirates. Stewart then picked up 2 strikeouts in a row. He walked Tovar to load the bases with 2 outs before striking out Cisneros and an 0-2 count to end the inning. 3 base runners, no runs, though, for the Pirates as Stewart misses low with the splitter. 1 ball and 1 strike. You have the fastball, the splitter, and the curve from Chris Stewart, making his first start for the Blues here in 2023. 1-1. Man takes way outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Usually Stewart, he is usually a bullpen pitcher, but a really fantastic opportunity for him to try it.
Lefty working from the third base side of the rubber comes set. It's Mann, the DH, at the plate. The pitch, and Mann takes way outside again. 3 balls and 1 strike. Mann, Trito, Lockery due up here, top 2, and the Blues' final non-league game of 2023.
He is currently uncommitted. DH, he usually plays first base.
3-1. And Mann draws the walk. So Stewart starts the inning with yet another free 90. And there's a runner at first with nobody out here in the second inning. Mann with the base on balls. Here's Robbie Trito, the second baseman from CSU Monterey Bay. A D2 school moving up to D1 recently. 261 hitter. Trito, the second baseman.
Trito playing second base, as that is a leadoff walk and the second walk of the game for Stewart.
Stewart from the belt. Looks to first and now deals. Trito squares to bunt and takes it inside as he draws it back. 1 ball and no strikes. We mentioned Stewart's struggle with the base on balls. 14 walks in 15 innings at Texas. Also hit 5 batters, so 19 free passes in 15 innings. And that's continued a little bit with the Blues. He's trying to bounce back, find the zone a little bit more as he tries to find his next school as well. 1-0. Trito squares to bunt and lays it down. A push bunt down the first base side. Tollerman has to come off the bag. Underhand flip. Price covering from second, and he's out. Darius Price, fleet-footed, heading over to first, is in there to grab the first out of the inning, but Trito with the sacrifice bunt moves Mann to second. Trito thought he had a base hit, and I'm not sure if he was bunting to sack or bunting to try and get a hit, but he pushed it so far down the line that it got past the pitcher, Chris Stewart, and Tollerman had to make the play. His underhand flip, Stewart didn't have time to get to the bag, but Darius Price, luckily for the Blues, was there. And now with a runner in scoring position with 1 away, here's Dan Lockery. Lockery bounces it towards second. A second chance for Price, who tosses over to first in time for the out. So 2 away. Moving up to third is Mann, and he'll be there with 2 outs and the top of the order coming up. Jovan Camacho, who was hit by a pitch in the first inning, was stranded at third base. The uncommitted right fielder comes up a second time. A run 90 feet away with 2 outs in the inning. So a left-on-left matchup, runner at third, 2 outs in the inning. It's Mann, the runner at third base, potential first run in this game as the breaking ball is inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Camacho, a 297 hitter in non-league games for the Pirates. 1 ball, no strikes. As Stewart deals inside, almost hit him for a second time. 2 balls and no strikes the count. On deck is Jackson Benatar, the right-handed hitting left fielder from Glendale College, who reached on an error in the first. 2 balls, no strikes. Stewart trying to work another scoreless frame. He deals, and that fastball's high. 3 balls and no strikes. So Stewart got to find a way to get back in the zone. 3 balls, no strikes, trying to avoid walking the second hitter of this inning. 3-0 on the way. And that is on the outside corner, called strike 1. A nice frame by Matt Spear as that fastball was a little off the plate, but he brought it back around the corner for the first strike. Stewart trying to get back in the strike zone. 23 balls, 21 strikes so far in this game. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Make it 22 strikes, and now the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with the runner at third here in the second inning. Stewart, a reliever, making his first start for the Blues, trying to end the second frame and keep the Pirates off the board. Payoff on the way, and the fastball's way outside. So it's a 2-out walk for the leadoff hitter Camacho, and now runners at first and third with 2 away. The batter will be Jackson Benatar. Blues have a right-hander warming up in the pen. It's Hunter Hammond, the high school arm. Tall, strong, right-handed thrower. He's warming up, and Dean Trainer's walking around the dugout. When is he going to come to get Stewart is the question. Stewart trying to finish the second inning. So here's Benatar, reached on the error in the first. The left fielder from Glendale College, a .390 hitter. 0-0. Swing and a foul, straight back, no balls and 1 strike. Mann walked to lead off the inning. He moved up on the sacrifice bunt by Trito. He's now at third, and then Camacho, who just walked with 2 away, is at first. Scoreless game here at Sinsheimer Stadium as Benatar steps out for some signs. Right back in. No balls, 1 strike to count on the left fielder. 0-1. Runner takes off for second. The pitch is inside. Spear fakes a throw and then stares back. Sean Mann back to third base. So Camacho gets second. 2 runners in scoring position and a 1-1 count. Takes away the force at second base too, so the Blues will have to go all the way across the diamond to pick up a force on a ground ball. And Benatar trying to bring through a run here in the second. 1-1. Swing and a grounder on 1 hop to Trimble at first. He comes up with it, finds it in his glove, and takes the ball to the bag. The Pirates have stranded 5 runners through 2 innings, and Chris Stewart hasn't allowed a run through 2. As we head to the bottom of the second, it's scoreless still on the SLO Blues streaming network. Home half of the second inning, scoreless game here at Sinsheimer Stadium, and the Blues coming back up. It's Tollerman, Spear, Hansen due up against the righty Dominic Bayless, who gave up the hit to Hicksonbaugh in the first, but then struck out Trimble to end the inning and didn't allow a run. 1 hit, no runs for the Blues. The Pirates have had 5 base runners stranded in the first 2 innings, and they still don't have a hit, as Stewart's been letting them on for free, but closing the deal late in the innings, so no runs across through 2 for the Pirates, who have been leaving runners on base. That's a common theme for their season, and it's 5 in the first 2 innings in this one. 0-1. Tollerman takes outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tollerman, the Cuesta College product, hitting .235 for the Blues this summer. 3 runs batted in. 1-1. Tollerman, a big swing and miss off the outside corner, so 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Tollerman, the Western State Conference Player of the Year this past year at Cuesta College. Ridiculous stats, a .367 average, an OBP right at 500. Trying to find his next school. 1-2. Here he taps it off the plate. Foul. Guglino gets up out of his squat, but can't grab it in fair territory. The count's still 1-2. The Blues have a handful of those guys that have played well at their respective schools but are searching for their next spot. A couple of guys in the lineup today that are still undecided on their next destination. Giovanni Blanchett, Tollerman, Stewart, who got the start on the mound, all searching for new schools. 1-2. Tollerman takes inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Tollerman, it's easy to look at his stats at Cuesta, and you wonder how he hasn't found a home yet. 2-time All-State at Cuesta College. One of just a couple players that have ever done that at Cuesta, as that's called strike 3. Late call on the inside corner. Second strikeout for Bayless. There's one away. Tollerman's one of just 4 players in Cuesta College history to be All-State twice, and he was a unanimous All-State and All-WSC first team this past season. So Spear comes to the plate. The left-handed hitting catcher against the right-handed starter Bayless with 1 out in the second inning. Oh, well. Spear takes off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Spear hitting 154 for the Blues this summer, a home run and an RBI for the catcher from San Jose State. One of the big reasons that the Spartans was able to win the Mountain West this past year. He was all Mountain West tournament team. 1-0. Spear takes outside. 2 balls and no strikes. So 2-0 on the left-handed hitting catcher. 1 away. Blues still searching for their first run. It's a scoreless game. They have a hit, the lone hit in this game, which was a Jake Hickson-Boss single to right center. 2-0. Spear takes outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Bayless hasn't walked a batter yet. He's been relatively around the zone. Did give up the hit in the first, but got a pop out, a fly out, and a strikeout to end the inning. From the stretch, 3-0 on the way. And Spear takes on the outside corner, called strike 1. The Pirates have played 3 games against CCL teams earlier this season. They're 1-2. 1 win against the Orange County Riptide, and they've lost to the Foresters and Saints. 3-1. Big swing and a chopper towards second. It comes up a little bit on Trito, the second baseman, who is very close to first before he tosses for the second out. So the play took Trito to his left and came up on him a little bit, almost snuck its way into right field. And when he got the ball, he was so close to Tovar, he had plenty of time to whip it across on a soft throw. 2 outs in the inning on the strikeout and the ground down. Here's Jason Hansen. Hansen walking up to Taylor Swift. 2 outs in the bottom of the second on the right fielder heading to UC Davis by way of Yuba College. 175 hitter, 9 runs batted in for Hansen in the entirety of the summer as he takes the breaking ball in there, strike 1. We've seen Hansen play a variety of defensive positions, first and third. We've seen him play left, DH. Today he's in right.
He's a good utility player as he's played both infield and outfield.
0-1. Hansen takes the breaking ball. That's 2 in a row on that outside corner. Count no ball and 2 strikes. Bayless has 2 strikeouts so far, searching for a third here to end the second inning. 0-2 with 2 outs.
2 outs, 0-2 to count.
Bayless delivers, and Hansen strikes out swinging. It's a 1-2-3 frame in the second for Bayless, and we're scoreless through 2 on the SLO Blues streaming network. Top of the third from SLO. It's Jesse Gadd, Andrew Buglino, Andrew Tovar due up here in the top of the third inning for the Ventura County Pirates, who have left 5 on the base pass through the first 2 innings. Stewart has yet to give up a hit, but 2 walks, the hit by pitch, the error, and the base runners have been aboard, but they have not scored. As this pitch is on the outside corner with the breaking ball. 0-1 to Jesse Gadd, the third baseman from Colorado Mesa, who struck out swinging back in the first. Left-on-left matchup. Blues play the infield back with both O'Hara and Price with their feet on the grass. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Same breaking ball. This is the one that Gadd just hasn't been able to figure out as he takes a walk with himself now. Chased it out of the zone 3 times in his last at-bat. Here he leaves the strike zone to swing and miss. 0-2. Your Stewart got to go back to the breaking ball. 0-2. He does. It's off the plate and in the dirt, and this time Gadd leaves it low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Stewart searching for another sign. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the leadoff left-handed hitting third baseman here in the third. 1-2. That fastball is a little out. 2-2 the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff hitter here in the third, and a scoreless game as Spear catches it. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. He just froze him with that breaking ball, and Gadd is struck out 2 times in the first 3 innings. It's hard to read these called strike 3s. The calls come so late, but Spear was able to frame it off that inside corner, and there's 1 away here in the third. Andrew Buglino, the catcher from CSU Dominguez Hills, 348 hitter. The catcher for the Pirates also struck out in the first as Stewart now has 4 Ks with 1 out here in the third. And he spots up on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Buglino struck out looking. That was a good first inning for Stewart. Of course, the bases got loaded on the hit by pitch, the error, and the walk, but was able to strike out the side. And he left the first inning scoreless. Same thing in the second. 0-1. That breaking ball's on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Stewart a chance to leave the zone 0-2. Or he might try and power the fastball right by the hitter. Buglino struck out looking the first time. 0-2. And this time he bounces it off the plate. Still no balls and 2 strikes.
So again, interesting side note about Chris Stewart. He's attending the University of Texas, and he was born in Amsterdam.
1 out in the top of the third. Batter is Andrew Buglino from CSU Dominguez Hills, 0-2. And Stewart comes home. Swing and a pop-up foul. No balls and 2 strikes. So Stewart, the tall, strong lefty, has struck out a handful of these hitters for the Ventura County Pirates. No balls and 2 strikes to count as he searches for his 5th K. Another 0-2. And he struck him out again. 2 strikeouts to start the third as Buglino's down for the second time on strikes, and there's 2 away. 5 strikeouts so far for Stewart, which if you look past the free 90s, you see the strikeout stuff. It's apparent. And there's 2 away here in the third. Tovar, the batter who walked to load the bases back in the first. The first baseman from CSU Los Angeles steps up. Left-on-left matchup with 2 outs here in the third. Stewart delivers. And a big swing and a miss. That was the sword as that breaking ball below the plate, and Tovar couldn't decide whether to swing or hold up. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1. Swing and a miss again. Way out in front of the breaking ball is Andrew Tovar, and another chance for Stewart to strike out the side. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the third. Still a scoreless game here at Sinsheimer Stadium. Stewart sets at the belt. He strides and shoots, and the pitch is low. There's the breaking ball down in the dirt. Nice block by Spear. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tovar trying to reach and extend the inning for Andrew Cisneros, who's on deck. 2 away in the third. Stewart making his first start of the summer. 1-2. High and off the back of Andrew Tovar as the fastball got away from Stewart. That's the second hit by pitch of the day, and there's a base runner with 2 away here in the third. That one had to hurt. Stewart throws hard, low 90s, high 80s with the fastball, and it just completely caught Tovar in the back. He's on base for free for the second time. And Cisneros now, the right-handed hitter, comes up.
So if you want to play in Summer Woodbat League, you got to know how to take one for the team and be ready to get plumped. As Andrew Cisneros is
So Stewart, another base runner on. That's already the 6th in the first 3 innings, searching for yet another scoreless frame. He deals to Cisneros, and Cisneros watches it, and that hit Spear in the glove. I don't think that hit the batter in the foot whatsoever. But Cisneros is taking first base. It totally looked like that was just blocked by Spear, and the runner just took first base. But they're going to call it another hit by pitch. That's the 3rd of the day already for Stewart. We're here in the 3rd inning, and after 2 straight strikeouts to start the frame, runners at first and second with 2 outs, and Sean Mann comes up. Mann led off the second with a walk, eventually made his way around to third, where he was stranded there. Yet another base runner here in the 3rd inning against Chris Stewart. And now time is called. So back-to-back hit by pitches on 2 straight pitches out of the hand of Stewart. 2 Ks, 2 free 90s, and now Mann an RBI opportunity in the top of the 3rd. Oh, well. Mann checks his swing on the breaking ball that misses a little bit inside. 1 ball and no strikes.
So as mentioned, the Pirates are still looking for their first hit of the afternoon, but they've had 7 base runners so far.
Hit here would untie this game and bring in the runner Tovar from second.
And here's the 1-0 pitch.
Pirates still searching for their first hit, as that's a swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike by the DH. Uncommitted DH, Sean Mann, 281 hitter, coming into this game with the walk in the first. So 1-1 count on the DH. Stewart kicks and deals and misses a little in. 2 balls and 1 strike off the dirt and off of Spear. Blues have an empty bullpen, which we saw Hammond throwing earlier. It could mean one of 2 things. Either means Hammond's ready, or this is Chris Stewart's inning no matter what.
Chris Stewart trying to get out of this inning. Started it off with back-to-back Ks, and then he had back-to-back hit by pitches.
2-1 on the way. Mann swings and uncorks a high drive to left. Heading back is Blanchette. He's now racing to the track to the wall, and he can't make the catch. It bounces off the wall, and so does Blanchette. 2 runs coming in to score. It's an RBI triple for Sean Mann, and the hit by pitches come back to bite Chris Stewart. Blanchette didn't read it as it entered the air, and it chased him all the way back to the track. He crashed into the wall, and it fell for a triple. It's 2-0 Pirates here in the top of the 3rd. Well, Mann got a high fastball and didn't miss it, but Blanchette, with the way he reacted, I thought it was just a high pop-up. Eventually, Blanchette chased it all the way to the wall, and the collision made sure that he didn't make the catch. So back-to-back strikeouts to start the frame. The 2 hit by pitches come in to score on the triple. 2-0 the score. Blues down early in this game. Here's Robbie Trito, who sacrifice bunted back in the 2nd inning. And he swings and misses. That looked like the splitter. No balls and 1 strike.
So Sean Mann is at 3rd after getting a 2-run RBI triple.
Mann's at 3rd. Still 2 outs in the inning. Stewart searching for that elusive 3rd out. A 1. Pitch is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Trito, the second baseman from CSU Monterey Bay. 261 hitter on the summer in non-league games for the Ventura County Pirates. 1-1. Infield plays back for the Blues. Pitch. It's in the dirt with the breaking ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. And now Hunter Hammond in the pen for the Blues has resumed throwing. So the tall righty is back in action for the Blues. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Chris Stewart comes set at the belt. He deals. And that pitch is high. 3-1 the count. Robbie Trito trying to come through for another run. The Pirates had stranded 5 runners to the first 2 innings. It looked like they were potentially going to be on their way to adding to that total with a 2-runner on situation with 2 outs. But then Sean Mann hit the triple off the wall. 3-1 the count now on the second baseman. Stewart comes home. And Trito swings, chops it foul down the third base line. Full count. Stewart started the inning with 2 straight strikeouts. He's got 5 so far through 2 2/3. As the batter, Robbie Trito, steps out, taking a little break. Stewart gets one as well. Retakes the hill, third base side of the rubber from the stretch. Stewart comes set. Man's at third. A 3-2 pitch on the way. And it's off the back of Robbie Trito. That was going to go behind the second baseman, but it catches him on the thigh. And for the Blues, that's a break. Because that ball was destined for the backstop. Would have allowed Mann to come in to score from third. But the 4th hit by pitch for Stewart. The 3rd this inning, and now there's runners at first and third with 2 outs. 2 easy outs for Stewart. He got the 2 strikeouts. Now 3 hit by pitches and the triple. And Stewart's run into a lot of trouble here in the 3rd. Dan Lockery, the batter now, grounded out to second his last time up. The 9-hole hitter, center fielder, comes up first and third with 2 away in the 3rd inning. Already 2-0 Pirates on the triple by Sean Mann. 0-0. And Lockery takes strike 1 on the outside corner. And it feels like one of the issues for Stewart is when he's missing, they're very wide misses. It's either high in the dirt or off the batters. He's not really missing close. 0-1. That's in the dirt. It's one of the ones we're talking about. Whether that's the fastball or the splitter, it's just not spotting up. And when he does, he's been able to strike out the Pirates, but all the misses have been dangerous. 4 hit by pitches, 2 walks already in this game for Stewart. He's just trying to escape the 3rd. 1-1. Lockery loops a liner down the left field line. Foul. Oh, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lockery caught a good chunk of that ball. It looked like it was maybe heading for an extra base hit, but Lockery couldn't keep it fair. So 1-2 with 2 outs, 2 runners on in the 3rd. One, two, here it comes. Runner on the move, and a swing and a foul off of Spear. So 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Okay, apparently that was only strike 2. As I thought that was strike 3.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes on the foul ball.
They ruled it was a foul ball.
There's Lockery trying to battle with Stewart. 2 outs here in the 3rd. 2 runners on. First and third, it's Mann at third, Trito at first. Swing and a pop-up into shallow right field. Heading into foul territory is the right fielder Hansen as he watches it over the fence into the Blues bullpen. Still 1-2. Stewart still searching for the 3rd out here in the 3rd inning. He got 2 straight strikeouts to start the frame. Since then, 4 base runners on 3 hit by pitches in the triple. The 3rd out is not coming easy for Chris Stewart in this inning. He sets at the belt, a 1-2 count on the 9-hole hitter. Stewart comes home, and Lockery takes a little low, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
We got 2s across the board now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs.
Lockery picking up signs down the 3rd base line as he steps right back in to the right-handed batter's box. Chris Stewart comes set, black glove held at his black belt. He deals, and another foul ball off the bat of Lockery, still 2-2. Big battle going on. First and third, the situation. 2 outs in the 3rd inning. It's already 2-0 Pirates, and Lockery isn't going down without a fight. So Stewart retakes the hill, third base side of the rubber, a 2-2 count with 2 outs in the 3rd. Comes set. Now he delivers, and Lockery takes low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Chris Stewart just has not found an easy way to get this 3rd out. And now with a 3-2 count with 2 outs, the runner from first, Trito, will be taking off with the pitch. Tollerman still holds him on. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here it is. It's a breaking ball on the outside corner, called strike 3. 2 runs for the Pirates in the 3rd, but Stewart strikes out 6 through 3 innings. It might be the end of his day as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. It is 2-0 on the SLO Blues streaming network. Bottom of the third, SLO Blues and Ventura County Pirates. It's a 2-0 lead for the Pirates, who are up here early. 1 ball and no strikes on Darius Price to lead things off in the bottom of the third. Bayless, a 1-0 count. Deals to the Cal Poly Pomona second baseman, who rolls it on the ground, short to third. Here comes the shortstop, Cisneros. He throws low, dug out by Tovar for the first out.
And that is out number 1. So good little scoop from Tovar as that throw was in the dirt. Tovar able to pick it up. And that's
So Darius Price retired. The Blues haven't scored through 2, as Bayless has kept them pretty well in check with 3 strikeouts through 2 innings. Here's Kate O'Hara, the 9-hole hitter.
Kate O'Hara steps up to the plate now. Number 27 from Tustin, California.
O'Hara, an 091 hitter for the Blues so far this summer, steps in
Having the best of season as he's hitting
0-0 with 1 out, and O'Hara takes in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes.
as he takes ball 1. So 2-0 the Pirates lead.
1-0 count on the Texas shortstop. Played third yesterday, back in his regular position shortstop today. Bayless delivers 1-0, and O'Hara takes a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes.
2-0 your count with 1 out.
On deck for the Blues, it's back to the top of the order. Jariah Lewis. Price grounded out. Here's Kate O'Hara in a 2-0 count. Bayless comes set, delivers, and O'Hara takes on the inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Blues gave up 2 runs in the third inning as Stewart, who battled around base runners so well in the first and second, allowed 2 hit by pitches to score on an RBI triple for Sean Mann with 2 away.
He has 6 strikeouts through 3 innings, but also 2 earned runs.
2-1.
1 hit
O'Hara lines it straight back foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
at 2-2. That pitch was fouled back as trying to get the second batter out of he's facing is Dominic Bayless back on for his
Dominic Bayless working from the middle of the rubber, not picking a side right down Broadway. He kicks and deals, and O'Hara flies it shallow into center.
shallow
It's right center, and it's the right fielder Camacho who ends up calling off Trito, the second baseman, in time for the out.
there to make the out.
2 away. It'll be Jariah Lewis back to the top of the order.
We're back to the top of the order where Jariah Lewis will step up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 and flew out to third. His first at bat.
Jariah Lewis popped up on the first pitch he saw in the first inning. Leadoff hitter playing for the first time since June 17th. Popped out foul to third, so he's 0 for 1. Bottom of the third inning, 2 away as Bayless from the stretch
Momentum going and try to get a 2-out rally
kicks and fires.
of their own.
And Lewis takes the first pitch this time. It's a little in, 1 ball and no strikes. Straight up defense for the Pirates, who lead it by 2 here in the bottom of the third. Middle infield plays back. Cisneros and Trito up the middle. 1-0. Lewis takes in the dirt. It's all the way back to the backstop. 2 balls and no strikes. The Blues are 8-4 in non-league games, but they've lost 2 of their last 3, including the final one that they played against the Humboldt Crabs. SLO ended up losing that non-league series 2-1.
2-0 is your count. Bayless going back to work.
Hitters count for Jariah Lewis, 2-0 on the way. And Lewis tags it out to center on a line, but right at Lockery, the center fielder, who backs up a little bit, makes the one-handed catch for the final out. So the Blues go 1-2-3 yet again. We head to the 4th. It's 2-0 on the SLO Blues streaming network. Top of the fourth, and the Blues are heading to the bullpen. It's the tall right-hander Hunter Hammond taking over for Chris Stewart.
Coming out of St. Joseph's High School, just 30 minutes south here of San Luis Obispo. Like Stewart, got a lot of movement on that fastball. You're going to see some two-seam run. You're going to see that slider, three-quarter slot at that arm angle. So a similar look for the Pirates right now. I think just the velo is the only difference between the two guys they've seen so far. Also Hammond being a right-hander.
Stewart struck out 6 across 3 innings, but it was the free 90s that were the issue. 4 hit by pitches, 2 walks, and he ended up giving up the 2 earned runs on the triple off of the wall with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. So the 6 strikeouts are great, but the free 90s are what you don't want to see from Stewart. And in his first start, he leaves trailing.
Yeah, and the hit by pitches continue to haunt the Blues as they did yesterday. Those 2 runs, as you said, Jack, coming off of 2 different hit by pitches, and then, of course, Mann coming through with that triple that hit off the wall out there in left.
And Blanchette on that triple, it seemed like he didn't see it really well off the bat because he squared up immediately and then realized he had to go back and didn't have quite enough time to make the catch in left. But here with Hunter Hammond coming in at the top of the 4th, it's Jovan Camacho, Jackson Benatar, Jesse Gadd, and the 3rd baseman. Hammond deals on the outside corner, no balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, and Jack, playing that ball out in left field, it's important that even if you can't really see it, you got to run out to the spot first.
Well, 1. Camacho rolls it towards the first base line. It's hooking foul, but Hammond picks it up fair, and Camacho beats it out. A weird play as that ball looks like it was going to roll foul, entered back into fair territory, and Hammond not quite enough time to make the play.
You know, it looked like a thicker patch of grass right there. The ball was able to just sit on the green right there, and Hammond just couldn't scoop it up in time and flip it.
I think you're in your golf mode. Sits on the green. Oh, wrong sport there. How's your 7-iron?
Broken. Very broken.
I knew that. I was making you say it. 0-0 count on Jackson Benatar. Runner at first, and Benatar swings and misses. Hammond's got good stuff. We've seen him in these non-league games when the Blues are able to throw the high school arms. And he's been really good for the Blues. Throws hard, big, tall right-hander. If he can throw strikes, the Blues will be happy to have him out there in this non-league game. Time is called. Benatar steps out. He's 0 for 2. He reached on an error in the first and grounded out right back to Zach Tollerman back in the 2nd inning.
And it's important that the Blues continue to throw strikes. When they were doing that with Stewart up there, it seemed like the Pirates were getting themselves out, except for that triple, of course.
0-1 off the outside corner and off the glove of Spear. Moving to second is Jovan Camacho on the pass ball by Matt Spear.
It's important to limit the free 90s. Now they got another runner in scoring position. They've already been giving up a lot of free ones today with the hit by pitches. Got to limit that going forward if they want to stay in this game.
A runner at scoring position. No outs in the inning. Pirates already lead it 2-0 as Hammond comes home, and Benatar hits a soft liner over the head of the second baseman Darius Price and into right field. Coming up with the ball is Hansen. He throws cut off by Tollerman. Runners at first and third with nobody out.
And that single was just enough to move over Camacho. Very softly hit into shallow right field. Hansen doing a good job getting the ball in. Darius Price, sure he wanted to get that one. You see a ball in the infield, you see it softly hit, and you think you can get to it right away, but it's just out of the reach of DP.
2 soft singles in this inning already for the Pirates. That one hit at just 74 miles an hour, but had enough mustard on it to sneak its way into right field. And so now it's Jesse Gadd, the 3rd baseman from Colorado Mesa. 3-hole hitter up, 2 runners on, nobody out. Gadd struck out his first 2 times up, and now he's ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Gadd, a .452 hitter in non-league games coming into this matchup. 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. First time facing Hammond, and he takes a fastball in the inside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Blues play the corners just about even with the bags. Middle infield back trying to turn a double play as the Blues will trade 2 outs for a run. Trailing, though, 2-0. 1-1. Gadd takes the 2-seamer off the outside corner, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Don't be afraid to get in the kitchen there. Want to continue to challenge the VC Pirate hitters.
2-1. Nobody out here in the 4th. Hammond from the stretch, front foot a little bit offset. Hickson fires, and there's a swing and a liner foul backing out of play into the parking lot. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pirates got on the board last inning after the first 2 hitters struck out. Gadd led things off with a strikeout, then Baglino Cade. Then back-to-back hit by pitches by Chris Stewart. The triple from Sean Mann knocked in 2 runs, and that's how the Pirates have their lead. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the 6'3" left-handed hitting third baseman. The pitch with the runner on the move. Fastball's outside, throw down from Spear. The tag applied on the head, and it's in time to get Benatar. Spear with a gun, and there's 1 out here in the inning.
Nice tag by Kate O'Hara there at short. Moving to his left. Almost overshot the bag, but he turns to his left, and he's able to slap the tag on the head for out number 1.
And normally that's a play where you see the runner at third will come in to try and score, but no movement. So the Blues get an out, and now in a 3-2 count, Hammond is a strike away from another out. And now with just the runner at third, the Blues bring the infield in. 3-2, and Hammond struck him out. Right back into the glove of Spear, and there's 2 away.
That's a huge strikeout right there for Hunter Hammond. Crucial that he got that one. Gadd's third of the day. There's still a runner at third, though, with 2 outs.
So Gadd has struck out 3 times. What a turn of events for the Blues. It was a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Runners at first and third, nobody out. On ball 3, you get the throw down to get the runner at second. The next pitch, you get a strikeout. And now Hammond's an out away from getting out of this inning without allowing a run. Andrew Baglino, the batter, the catcher, swings and taps it foul towards the Blues dugout. No balls on 1 strike.
I think that's something the Blues have done very well, is minimizing the damage with the hit by pitches and the walks and the error over there in the first inning. They're doing a good job minimizing it to only 2 runs. I feel like it could get a lot more out of hand than what it has been.
0-1. And Baglino bounces it on the ground past the third baseman, or snared by Hicksonbaugh. It gets to O'Hara, and he throws him out. Kate O'Hara with a laser throw across the diamond, and Hunter Hammond works a scoreless inning. 2 hits in the frame for the Pirates, but they do not score. We head bottom 4, and it is 2-0 on the SLO Blues streaming network. Jake Hicksonbaugh coming to the plate. He's got the Blues' lone hit through 3 full innings. The third baseman from Monterey Peninsula College leads off here in the 4th. It's Hicksonbaugh, Blanchette, and Trimble in a 2-0 game here at Sinsheimer.
That was a great swing last at bat by Hicksonbaugh. Nice piece out to right field.
Hicksonbaugh takes a little off the plate. I thought that was strike 1, but ball 1, 1-0 the count. Hicksonbaugh now hitting above 500 in non-league games for the Blues. He's had 1 league at-bat, came yesterday, and he popped up in the 9th inning. But he's now 6 for 11 in non-league games. 1-0. And Hicksonbaugh checks his swing, rolls a little bit foul. 1-1.
It's one of those swings where you see the ball out of hand and you know you're going to swing, and then in the middle of the swing, you shut it down and you're shaking your head going, oh my gosh, if I just would have committed to this swing, could have hit a double here perhaps.
1-1. Hixenbaugh takes a little bit low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Now, we watch some of these high school guys, Nate, and you never know how's it going to translate. First time playing against collegiate pitching. Hixenbaugh with a crazy hit tool in high school, and it is completely translated over. There's no question this kid can hit.
No, for sure. He's got a great swing coming out of the left side, and I think more importantly, he's got the mentality already.
He takes strike 2 here, evens up, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
This is a guy who is not afraid to go up to the next level. Coming in salty at Monterey Peninsula College, he's ready.
Plane flies overhead. You can see the shadows between the mound and home. 2-2 the count on Jake Hixenbaugh leading off the 4th. The pitch, and Hixenbaugh takes low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Monterey Peninsula College is getting a stud. A left-handed hitter with a hit tool that's off the charts in the high school level, and so far at least for the Blues. 3-2 count for the left-handed hitting third baseman. Bayless comes set, kicks and fires. And Hixenbaugh hits a grounder past the second baseman, Trito, and into center field. Jake Hixenbaugh's 2 for 2, and he just continues to hit.
Yeah, right on cue. There's that hit tool coming through for Hixenbaugh. He collects his second base hit of the day. Just a short and sweet stroke going up the middle, out of range for Trito, and he's aboard.
Prior to that hit by Hixenbaugh, it had been 9 in a row retired by Bayless on the mound, and the only batter that's reached for the Blues has been Jake Hixenbaugh twice. Here's Giovanni Blanchette. Blanchette flew out his last time up. Hit a deep fly ball to left that was caught just in front of the track by a sliding Benatar. And he fouls it off. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And I think that what makes that even more impressive with Hixenbaugh being the only guy that reached base today, he's got 2 base hits. He's not a guy that plays consistently. I feel like a lot of guys on the Blues lineups are people who rotate throughout the lineup, and especially a guy like Hixenbaugh, who we'll technically call a high school player, to come through like that with 2 base hits on a Sunday, I think is pretty impressive, and it's difficult to do.
0-1. Blanchette swings and misses. Taking off for second is Hixenbaugh on the ball in dirt, and he gets in there. Hixenbaugh steals second, puts himself in scoring position with nobody out.
That's a nice swim move. You see him coming in there head first with both arms in front of him. He swims the left one out of the way of the tag. That's a great job getting into second safely on the steal.
So now Blanchette, his approach completely changes. It's a 0-2 count, but he's got a chance to move the runner over to third and put a potential run at third base with less than 2 outs if he can maybe hit a ground ball to the right side, hit a deep enough fly ball. But choking up with 2 strikes. 0-2 the count as Bayless pitching for the strikeout. He delivers, and Blanchette hits a sinking liner into center. It's a deke by the center fielder Lockery, but it bounces for a hit. Hixenbaugh held at third. Blues move station to station. That's their 3rd hit. 1st and 3rd with nobody out.
Yeah, we talked about this last night. The mechanical adjustments that I was wanting the Blues to make is to shorten up and not try to do too much with their swings, and we've seen it 2 batters in a row with Hixenbaugh and Blanchette. Once again, just another simple base hit that falls right in front of Lockery in center, and now the Pirates are going to have a meeting.
Oh, meeting at the mound with Dominic Bayless, who had retired 9 straight before these 2 hits to open the frame. And now feels like a good time to tell you about the CCL Showcase game. Attention California Collegiate League fans, as we continue the celebration of the league's 30th season, watch the CCL 30 Showcase game on Wednesday, July 12th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Bally Sports TV. The CCL's top players will showcase their talents at the MLB Youth Academy in Compton, California. Pre-game workouts begin at 3 p.m., followed by the inaugural Showcase Game Home Run Derby. Tickets will be available for both events at the gate. For more information, visit calsummerball.com and be sure to follow the action on social media using the hashtags CCL30Years and CCL Baseball. So the meeting disperses. Runners at first and third for the Blues. It's Hixenbaugh who led off the inning with a single at third. Blanchette singled as well. He's at first. And the batter will be Justin Trimble.
And Trimble, a guy who hits the ball hard but just gets a little unlucky. It's right at guys. But so far, the way this inning has been going with the 2 hits in a row on the first 2 batters, I'm hoping Trimble can come through here and get the Blues' first run of the day.
The left-handed hitting DH from UCSB comes up. Chance for the Blues to strike in this game. It's 2-0 Pirates. Middle infield double play depth, and Trimble takes it off the foot. A hit by pitch loads the bases with nobody out for the Blues. That pitch was going to the backstop, and that honestly might be a break for the Pirates.
Yeah, it goes off the front foot of Trimble. He wears it. Now Zach Tollerman will get a shot here to capitalize with no outs and the bases loaded. This is very important for the Blues offense for some character development here. If they're wanting to switch their season around and want to make a run at the playoffs, it's moments like these where they have to cash in.
Blues playing in their final non-league game, so a final tune-up chance before the CCL will dominate the rest of their slate. Zach Tollerman, who struck out looking in the second, swings here and chops it foul down the third base line. No balls and one strike. You're right, Nate. We've talked about the Blues all season where they've hit individually, I feel like, but just have not collectively put together big innings to really make a team pay for their mistakes. They have not hit well with runners in scoring position, and now's a chance to turn all that around in the final non-league game of the year. 0-1, Bayless set at the bell. He delivers, and Tollerman chops it towards the third baseman. Gadd and out of his glove. He steps on the bag after he recollects it, but the Blues get on the board as Hixenbach comes in to score. A fielder's choice RBI for Zach Tollerman.
This is how the Blues been doing it. It's not going to be a flashy double or a barreled-up single into the gap. It'll be an infield single. Infield will probably botch it around a bit, or it could squirt into the outfield, and we're seeing that trend continue today. Gadd misplays that ball. It kind of falls out of his glove, but hey, Blues get on the board.
A run is a run, so it's now 2-1 on the SLO Blues streaming network. Tollerman's at first on the fielder's choice. Here's the batter, Matt Spear, who grounded out to second. Pitch misses outside, 1 ball and no strikes. So Blanchette was the runner who was forced out as he moved to third. It's now Trimble at second, Tollerman at first with the left-handed hitting catcher and a 1-0 count. Bayless 1-0, misses way out, 2 balls and no strikes. Nate, do you ever have a team situation like that where you're just not hitting with runners in scoring position, you're trying to develop that killer mindset where people are coming through in the clutch moments? Are there things you can work on as a team, or is it just trust the process?
It's mostly just trust the process. You just, whatever you work on outside of, let's say, being here at Sinsheimer, that has to come through and shine in situations like that.
Spear takes outside again, 3 balls, no strikes. A walk would load the bases for Jason Hansen with 1 out. Hansen struck out in the first.
It's all about that work you put in the cages and the weight room, especially with guys on the team. It's for moments like that.
I feel like we're waiting for the Blues to gel. A chance here against the Pirates in the fourth. 3-0. Spear takes way outside. It's a 4-pitch walk, and the bases are juiced.
And here's another moment where the Blues need to cash in.
The Blues had 1 base runner entering this inning. They've now had 4 in this frame, and we're getting another meeting at the mound. This could be the end of the day for Bayless. Pitching coach coming out, a lefty warming up in the pen. He throws up a thumbs up, and it seems like it's a righty coming into the game. So Bayless is coming out, bottom of the fourth, bases loaded, 1 away. We'll take a break here on the SLO Blues streaming network. It's another right-hander out of the pen for the Ventura County Pirates. J.P. Kerr comes into the game, 6 foot, 185-pound right-handed pitcher, transferring from Chapman. He's uncommitted at the moment. He comes in a big spot, bases loaded with one away here in the bottom of the fourth. The Blues have already picked up one run, and it's Jason Hansen coming up with a chance to tie, potentially take the lead for the Blues here in the fourth.
I'm Jason Hansen. I'm sitting heavy on that fastball. I'm going to be ready for that pitch more than anything.
Kerr pitching with the bases juiced. Nods, now kicks and fires. And Hansen sees the fastball, and it's all the way to the backstop. Right over his head. Here comes Trimble. This game is tied on the wild pitch from Kerr.
Once again, it's not a swing of the bat that does it, but it's a wild pitch. It's an error. It's a something. It's a miscue. And the Blues tie the game on the wild pitch.
First pitch from Kerr, and just no command. Right over the head of Hansen. And you're right, Nate. It feels like every time in this situation, the Blues, when they do score, it's on a wild pitch or a throw into the outfield. Still trying to come through with the hits and runner in scoring position, but for now, they at least have tied this game. Hansen sees the fastball and lines it straight back, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hansen struck out back in the second inning. It's now Tollerman at third, Spear at second. Potential go-ahead run for the Blues at third base with 1 out here in the inning. Kerr comes set, now comes home, and misses with the breaking ball a little low, and it comes up on the catcher Buglino, but he keeps it in front. I think it might have hit him in the throat.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's definitely a neck shot right there. Ouch.
You're taught as a catcher, keep the chin down, but on a ball that comes up like that, when you're trying to jump for it, it's hard to do that at the same time as keeping your chin down, and Buglino looks to be hurt. In a squat with himself next to the plate, getting a little bit of time. 2-1 the count. So it looks like Buglino's okay. He puts out some signs to his infield. The infield is playing back for the Ventura County Pirates. They're fine letting the go-ahead run score here in the inning. 2-1 the count, 1 out in the fourth. Pitch to Hansen, and Hansen takes it inside, 3-1. A walk here isn't the worst thing in the world for the Pirates. It would load the bases, set up, force out at any base, a potential double play ball to get out of the inning. And you've got Darius Price, who grounded out last time.
He's got some serious power in that back pocket, though.
Don't want to groove a pitch in there to Hansen. 3-1. Hansen hits a hard liner down the left field line, and it's way foul. 3-2. He punished that ball, but not close to fair.
A cricket home run.
Yes.
You know what those are called?
Cricket home run.
Sixes.
Oh. They don't just call it cricket home run.
No, it's just a 6. Actually depends on what kind of cricket you're playing, by the way.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Hansen bounces it foul. Well, thank you for tuning in on the SLO Blues streaming network. I'm Jack Smith, joined alongside cricket extraordinaire Nate Mills. Bottom of the fourth, Blues have already scored 2. 1 run came in to score on a wild pitch, and the other came in to score on a fielder's choice. Big payoff pitch incoming as Kerr pitching for the strikeout. Hansen looking to avoid going down on strikes for the second straight time.
He's got to be patient on that fastball. Living in the low 80s. He can turn on it. Looks like that left field line's got a pretty big hole there.
Payoff on the way. Hansen takes way high. It's out of the glove of the catcher Buglino, and Tollerman thought about going, but it didn't move far enough. Bases loaded for the Blues with 1 out. So the walk is exactly what happens. We talked about how that isn't a bad thing exactly for the Pirates, but you got to be careful now. Bases juice. Darius Price coming to the plate, and he's got just about as much power as anyone on this team. Back-to-back walks. It's now Tollerman at third, Spear at second, Hansen at first. Price, who grounded out to second back in the second inning, steps in. Oh, well. And Price takes it low. 1 ball and no strikes. Kerr just does not have the command out of the pen.
No, especially if you walk in a run here for Ventura County, could be falling away quickly. But then if you come in to Price, he could handle it.
1-0. Price takes in the dirt again. Baglino doing everything he can to keep the potential go-ahead run at third. Nice block, 2 balls and no strikes.
So now he's sitting 2-0. This was my personal favorite count as a hitter. What we've been seeing all year is swings that get way too big in counts like this. Let's see if Price can make that adjustment and stay short.
2-0. Price gets a fastball and it misses high. 3 balls and no strikes.
I'm taking all the way right here.
We know the Blues, they don't tend to put on the take sign. They swing 3-0 a lot, but this is a situation, I think you're right. It's the maybe mathematically right choice to take here. 3 balls, no strikes. A walk would put the Blues ahead. Kerr from the stretch comes home, and a walk it is. Fastball off the outside corner, and the Blues lead it 3-2.
They'll take it. You know what I mean? Like, the Blues are going to take it, and it's on the same trend. I've said it till I'm blue in the face, but it's not going to be super sexy. Let the Blues manufacture a run on the free one.
Another meeting at the mound, and Kerr has come in, and he's walked 3 hitters. Back-to-back-to-back walks for the Blues. This last one a 4-pitch walk, and the ball's taken from him. So when we left last time, the Blues were trailing. It was still 1 out. We're still in that situation, but the Blues have the lead. Bases loaded, 1 out, a lefty coming in from the pen as we take a step away on the SLO Blues streaming network. Coming up to the plate is Kate O'Hara for the Blues. 1 out, bases loaded for San Luis Obispo, who's taken the lead 3-2 in this inning. And the new pitcher is the lefty Chris Lozano. He takes over. 3 runners on for the Blues. Spear at third, Hansen at second, Price at first. And it's Kate O'Hara who flew out to right in his first at-bat.
Yeah, a lot of fastballs on the last guy in Kerr. This 2-pitch pitcher here. He's got a 4-seam and a slider. You're not going to get beat on either velocity-wise. So O'Hara's just got to find what he likes in the zone, of course.
Blues have 2 hits in this inning. They don't have a hit with a runner in scoring position as the runs have scored for free. Oh. And O'Hara swings to the first pitch, pops it up into shallow right. Heading back is the first baseman Tovar. Here's the right fielder Camacho, who bends back and makes the catch. No tag from third from Matt Spear. It's an unproductive out on the first pitch from Kate O'Hara. And those are the at-bats the Blues have been having. They're not helping themselves out in these situations. We saw the same thing against the Academy Barons, whether it's a pop-out, a strikeout with runners on, just not doing the things they need to bring the runs in.
Yeah, that's a pitch that O'Hara knows he can crush. He goes after it, gets a little under it. We're seeing the U-shaped swing once again, but he's shaking his head at that pop fly.
Here's Jariah Lewis, leadoff hitter, has popped out and flown out. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Lozano deals, and Lewis takes the breaking ball inside. 1 ball and no strikes. That's a slider working around that low 70s. Fastball between 80 and 83 miles an hour out of the hands of Lozano.
Jariah Lewis has got to wait, watch, and whack.
1-0. He waits, watches, and it almost hits him. 2 balls and no strikes. Lewis, you see the breaking ball, it's only 70 miles an hour. Maybe just turn around and take it and give Blues an extra run. Spins out of the way, though. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs in the inning. Blues have a runner at every base as Lozano comes set. 2-0 on the way. Lewis swings and misses at the fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike.
You see on that load the hands going down. When you're loading into that front foot, you want to make sure the hands naturally come up.
2 balls, 1 strike. Lozano comes set, glove held just above his belt. He kicks and fires, and Lewis swings and misses again, 2-2.
Yeah, just like the last swing, as he's taking his stride towards the mound, the hands are sinking.
2-2 the count. 2 outs, bases loaded here in the bottom of the 4th. The Blues have scored 3 times, but feel like they could add some more. Lozano comes set, front foot off set, and he fires. Lewis spoils it foul, still 2-2.
Very long bottom of the 4th inning, as all 9 batters have had a chance to step up to the plate here in the bottom of the 4th. So we've batted around.
Jariah Lewis got some space out there in right center. I'd take a look at it. He got Lockery shifted towards left center.
2-2. Lewis instead lines it down the right field line. It falls for a base hit. Over to cut it off is Camacho. 1 runner in. Here comes a second. Hansen scores. It's 5-2 on the 2 RBI single from Jariah Lewis, and the Blues finally pick up a hit with a runner in scoring position.
And that's all it takes for you to grow some legs and get the party started. Just an easy single out into right field. Wasn't into right center. Down the right field line, though. Nice stroke by Jariah Lewis. Corrects the mechanical miscue. He's got a nice hand path towards the ball. It's a hooking line drive out into right field. Brings home some more runs for the Blues.
And now the man who started it all off, Jake Hicksenbaugh, coming to the plate. Hicksenbaugh started the inning with a single. And now the Blues have scored 5 runs in the frame, and they finally make a team pay. Runners at first and third now, 2 outs on Hicksenbaugh as the pick goes back to first, and Lewis is back in.
The Blues needed that one. That had to feel good for Jariah Lewis and the rest of the squad.
So the pickoff move goes to first, but Lewis is back. No balls, no strikes. Jake Hicksenbaugh, the leadoff hitter in the inning, comes back up, and he takes a little low, 1 ball and no strikes. The lefty, Chris Lozano, comes set. Now he fires. Lewis takes off for second. Hicksenbaugh fouls it off. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Hicksenbaugh, he got himself another chance, too, to add even more with Darius Price only 90 feet away. Lewis trying to make that easier by swiping second. It's a guy who can do it, leading the team in steals.
1-1 the count. Lozano deals, and Hicksenbaugh hits a soft liner, late, falling into left field. It falls for a base hit. In to score is Darius Price. It's 6-2 as Hicksenbaugh's 3 for 3. 2 hits in the inning for the kid, and this one brings in another run.
This kid is a stud. He gets a fastball that he likes, serves it out into left field in front of Benatar, and it brings home Darius Price for another insurance run.
So the Blues have really poured it on in this inning. It's 6-2 here at Sinsheimer Stadium, and the Pirates are still looking for that elusive third out. Here's Giovanni Blanchette, who singled right after Hicksonbaugh did in this inning. And for the second time he comes up, it's no balls and 1 strike.
And the first pitch to Blanchette is a strike. Runners at first and second.
0-1.
As Lewis heads over to second.
Lewis is at second, Hicksonbaugh's at first. Both take off, and the pitch is flown into shallow right field, but foul. So no balls and 2 strikes as the Blues put on the double steal.
Getting a little greedy here on the base paths with 2 outs. It's good to see Blanchette join the party with that base hit earlier in this inning. They eventually came around to score. He struck out in some pretty big situations last night, so to see him come through today, it's got to feel good for the right-hander.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Blanchette, second at bat of the inning. SLO has picked up 4 hits in the frame, and they've scored 5 runs. Blanchette swings, and it's a liner right into the glove of the third baseman, Gadd. Gadd bends over and picks up the liner. The Blues score 6 times to take a 6-2 lead as we're finally through 4 innings. It's 6-2 on the SLO Blues streaming network. Top of the 5th as this game is completely flipped on its head. It's now 6-2 Blues, and it's Hunter Hammond staying out on the mound to face the Ventura County Pirates here in the top of the 5th. Coming up for the Pirates, Tovar, Cisneros, and Mann.
Hammond getting some good rest in between innings.
And here's a big line drive over the head of the right fielder, Hansen. Hansen couldn't play it correctly, and it bounces off the wall. It's a leadoff double for Andrew Tovar. That was a first pitch swing attack, and Hansen couldn't read it off the bat, and it's over his head and into right field. It's a double. That's the 4th hit in this game, and Pirates trying to answer right back.
And once again, you just got to run to that spot. You could tell off the bat this ball was hit really hard by Tovar, and you just got to just get to the spot as soon as you can. Don't just hold up and just let it roll. Tovar earns that double. It was smoked.
Hammond looks to second, now deals to Cisneros, and Cisneros takes the breaking ball outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Tovar has reached base all 3 times now, a walk, a hit by pitch, and a double. Cisneros was hit by a pitch his last time up as well, struck out in the first.
And Hammond, now he's got those insurance runs on the board for the Blues. A little less pressure out there on the mound.
1-0. And the breaking ball is way inside and is by Spear. Late movement from Tovar, so he can't advance, but it's 2 balls and no strikes.
I'm Cisneros. I'm turning my shoulder at that one. I want to get as many base runners on the pass as I can, especially on a slider that's coming in there, not as fast as the fastball. Just got to wear that.
2 balls, no strikes. Cisneros at the plate. Hammond from the stretch kicks and deals, and Cisneros rolls it on the ground towards short. Here comes O'Hara. He elects not to go to third. He throws it across the diamond in time for the out, and there's 1 away. Tovar moves up to third on the ground out from Cisneros.
A ball hit right in front of Tovar. He just takes off right away. Typically on a ball like that, you got to hold and make sure he goes to first. But he just books it. I guess it ended up working out for him as O'Hara took a glance at third and decided not to go. I guess Tovar got a good jump. He's now at third, 90 feet away.
So now the batter is Sean Mann, who tripled his last time up to knock in the 2 runs on the board for the Pirates. Comes up with another runner in scoring position and takes a strike, 0-1. Mann, the uncommitted DH, has walked and tripled today, so he has yet to be retired by Blues pitching. 0-1. Mann hits a liner into right field, base hit. Another RBI for Sean Mann as he brings the Pirates 1 run closer. It's now 6-3 on the RBI single.
The Pirates coming out firing, looking for some revenge in this inning. Just a crack of the bat. 3 batters in, they already got another response on the board in 6-3.
Sean Mann's knocked in every single run for the Pirates. Now it's 6-3. Robbie Trito comes up now, the second baseman from CSU Monterey Bay. A sac bunt and a hit by pitch, so he's technically 0-for-0. Here's the pitch, and Trito takes the breaking ball inside, 1 ball and no strikes. 6-3 game, top 5th, 1 out, as Hunter Hammond working his second inning. 1 ball, no strikes, and Trito rolls it foul, 1-1 the count. Hammond stares in for his sign. 1-1 the count, 1 out.
Like to get a ground ball here. Flip a double play.
Blues haven't turned 2 yet today. Hammond deals and misses way out. Nice backhanded block by Spear, 2-1. We saw the Blues turn 3 double plays yesterday. A 1-4-3, a 6-4-3, and a 9-3 on a flyout double play.
And despite the loss, that was the thing that kept them in the game, was getting those double plays.
Allowed Grant Cunningham, the starter, to go 8 2/3, but he still picked up a loss. A tough blow for the Washington righty as this count is 3-1.
3-1 is your count to Robbie Trito. Robbie Trito's playing second base today.
Trito, the righty up. Hammond looking to avoid the walk. He deals 3-1, and Trito swings and misses. Full count.
It's a big cut there by Trito. Going for the fences on 3-1.
Chokes up about 1.5 inches. Figure he's shortening up his swing in a 3-2 count. See if Sean Mann runs from first. He doesn't. The 3-2 is lined down the left field line. Foul ball.
Good contact right there from Robbie Trito, but just on the other side of the foul line. And we will replay the full count. Let's see if Sean Mann maybe attempts to steal, if they have like maybe a hit and run going.
So still a full count as Hammond waits for the ball to be collected down the left field line. Now the tall righty retakes the hill. Robbie Trito, the second baseman from CSU Monterey Bay, steps right back in, back of the kicked up right-handed batter's box. 3-2 with Mann at first, 1 out in the inning. The pitch, and the pitch is way outside. It's a walk, and Robbie Trito's aboard, the tying run coming to the plate.
The Pirates not got a runner in scoring position, but Still got a man at first with that walk. Still have the opportunity to flip a double play and get out of this inning unscathed.
Dan Lockery, the center fielder, comes up. He's 0 for 2. A ground out and a strikeout looking. The strikeout came to end the third with runners at first and third. Right on right matchup. No balls and no strikes. Hammond looks to second, now comes home. And Lockery takes right down the middle, no balls and 1 strike.
Hoping Hammond's two-seam can come in through here. That action tailing into the right-handed hitter from a right-handed pitcher, it's difficult to hit. Hopefully that works for him in this at-bat.
Trying to induce a ground ball, 0-1. And Lockery takes a little bit high. The throw from Spear into right field. Getting up is Trito from first. He heads to second, man to third, and now there's 2 runners in scoring position with 1 away.
And if you're going to make the snapback throw to first, you got to make sure you can make that throw cleanly, as now not only is the double play eliminated, but now there's runners at second and third with 1 out and an opportunity to capitalize here for Lockery.
Omar Reynoso, the lefty, warms up in the pen. Hammond has dealt with some trouble in this inning after the Blues scored 6 runs in the bottom of the 4th. Already 1 across in the top of the 5th for the Pirates. 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. 1-1. Rolled on the ground towards third, and they've caught up man in between third and home. Throw a little bit high to Spear. He picks it up. There's a tag going on, and he tags out man as he tries to get back to the third base bag. Nice play by the third baseman Hicksonbaugh, and like that, there's 2 away.
Now with 1 out, you're reading down angle, and the ground ball, you're going right away. But when it goes right to Hicksonbaugh, can't take off immediately.
Trito works his way to third. Lockery on the fielder's choice is at first. So first and third with 2 away, but a nice play from Hicksonbaugh to cut down the runner, and the Blues get the lead baseman. And now it's back to the top of the order, Jovan Camacho, who has reached base all 3 times. 4th at-bat coming here in the 5th in an RBI situation. Trito at third, Lockery at first. Hammond comes home, and Camacho hits a liner into left center field. Chasing it is Lewis. At the last second, he watches it over his head for a base hit. Heading to second is Camacho in to score. Trito in to score also. Lockery, the throw to third, and they got him. 2 runs come across to score, but then, so they're saying only 1 run is coming to score. So it's going to be 4-6 as we come back in the 5th inning. Thrown out at third is Camacho, so just the double, only 1 comes across. It's 4-6 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Crazy play to end it. Bottom of the fifth here at home, Sinsheimer Stadium. Fans doing the YMCA in between the top of the fifth and the bottom of the fifth as the Blues come back up after scoring 6 runs last inning. Justin Trimble, Zach Tollerman, Matt Spear due up here in the bottom of the fifth. So we got some clarification on the play that ended the top half of this inning. It was a double, and then Camacho was thrown out trying to get to third as here Trimble pops it up. High towering fly ball on the infield. It's the shortstop Cisneros who makes the catch. But Nate, they ruled that as Camacho was thrown out at third, the run had not come across to score at home. The second run, that is. So only 1 run scored on what could have been a triple for the Pirates. So the inning ending on the double, trying to be extended into a triple, and then only 1 run scoring at home. Yeah, crazy play.
I don't blame the effort right there by Camacho trying to stretch that into a 3-bagger. This is a ball that was slicing to left center. It goes off the wall. It's a deep part of the park. You're just trying to test it out. It's about 385 out there where that ball landed.
Here's Zach Tollerman after 1 pitch and 1 out. He takes a fastball in the outside corner, 0-1. Tollerman scored after grounding into a fielder's choice last inning, struck out looking in the second.
Zach Tollerman 0 for 2, but he does have an RBI. As he had an RBI fielder's choice.
0-1. Tollerman takes outside, 1-1 the count. So, Nate, the Blues have struck for 6 last inning. If you're an offense and you have that big inning, what do you do to make sure that that's not the end of things?
You just got to keep doing exactly what you're doing last inning, but it's hard when you get the free ones like that. It's like, okay, what do we really replicate here? You just kind of wait for another ball. I mean, that's been the at-bat so far for Tollerman, but I like the swings I saw from Hickson-Baugh, Blanchette, and Lewis. I think those are the players that people in the dugout got to be talking to about what they saw up there and what their approach was.
2-1, and Tollerman lines it straight back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 8th of 9 games on the longest homestand of the summer, and the 2nd game in July. That's going to be the longest month of the summer.
9 games were on this homestand for the San Luis Obispo Blues.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Tollerman takes a little outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Oof, yeah, very close. Very close on that fastball in the outer black. But I feel like with the long arms of Tollerman, that's a pitch he can get extended on and hit fairly well into that huge right center gap.
Lozano deals. Tollerman ropes it on the ground, deep past third to Gadd. He comes up with it, throws a little high, but it's in time to get Tollerman 2 away. With 2 outs in the inning, pop up in a ground out. Here's the catcher, Matt Spear, who walked and scored a run in the 4th.
Yeah, he's wanting to split the difference between those 2 results right here with a line drive. And keep that momentum that the Blues built in the 4th inning into the 5th. As all of a sudden, it's a 1-run ball game.
Left on left matchup. Lozano searching for a 1-2-3 inning after the huge blow-up frame last inning. And Spear hits a high towering shot to right field, but not quite deep enough as it hangs up for Camacho. Spear caught it off the end of the bat, and it is a 1-2-3 inning for the Pirates. We head to the 6th at 6-4 on the SLO Blues streaming network. New pitcher in for the Blues. It's the top of the 6th, and Omar Reynoso takes over for Hunter Hammond.
Yeah, the crafty left-hander, also coming out of St. Joseph High School in Santa Maria, making his way into the Blues game today. Got that curveball, got that splitter action, almost a changeup. Not going to blow you away with the speed, but like I said, another crafty lefty.
Blues are nursing a 6-4 lead. They gave up a couple of hits in the last inning, but got a little bit of a break as a double was trying to be turned into a triple by Jovan Camacho. And as he was thrown out at third, only one run came in to score as he was tagged out before Dan Lockery was able to score. So it's only 6-4. And Omar Reynoso trying to bring the Blues through the bulk of this game as we head into the 6th.
Yeah, it's a good thing the Blues had the inning that they did in the 4th. That balloon inning with all those free ones with the 4 walks, and they're able to blow it up with 6 runs. It's a good thing they got it as they lead by 1.
And Nate, we were just told that the umpires have adjusted their call. It's 6-5. So after last inning, they changed the call at home. 1 ball and no strikes, and now this game is all of a sudden 6-5.
That's what I thought.
So it was 6-4 the entirety of the bottom half of the inning, but now as we head to the top of the 6th, word comes up here to the press box, it's 6-5. So now it's a 1-run game as that ball is a little bit low to Jackson Benatar, 2 balls and no strikes. That changes everything for the Blues.
It does.
So now it's an even tighter situation that Omar Reynoso has to step into. And that now puts
Benatar has reached on an error, grounded out to first, and singled his last time up. 2-0. Benatar swings and pops it up. Into shallow left. Out goes O'Hara. He's way out there in left field, and he's going to make the catch himself. Right in front of the left fielder, Blanchette. O'Hara reels it in, and there's one away.
Yeah, that's some range. That's a ball that Blanchette has got priority on, but O'Hara does a good job backpedaling out there in shallow left, and he makes the play.
So here's Jesse Gadd, the third baseman from Colorado Mesa. Tough day for the left-handed third baseman. 3 strikeouts on the day. He's got 3 of the 7 Ks all day for the Pirates. He takes a breaking ball here, a little bit low, 1 ball and no strikes. One ball and no strikes. That's the breaking ball in there. And 1-1 the count. 1 out here in the inning. Reynoso picks and deals. And a swing and a miss on the breaking ball by Gadd. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that slider's working. Looks like he has chosen that's going to be his pitch he's living with today. It's that slider.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Reynoso searching for his first strikeout. Gadd has struck out 3 times. As he rolls this one on the ground, not a strikeout, but it's going to be a ground out as Darius Price fields it up and throws it across to first in time for the second out.
Yeah, he goes back with the fastball. It's a weak contact right to Price. We've been seeing in his last few outings, he likes that changeup a little more. He's even said that he likes it more than that curveball. But he's been liking the curveball today so far.
Andrew Buglino comes up now, the catcher from CSU Dominguez Hills. 2 strikeouts and a ground out to short. And Buglino, who came into this game hitting .348, searching for his first hit. 0-0 from Reynoso. And Buglino takes the changeup in there on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike.
0-1 your count. As Reynoso trying to go 1-2-3 in this tight.
Reynoso searches for his sign from Matt Spear. Now comes set. That baby blue glove held at his belt. 0-1. It's a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. I don't know if it's baby blue or teal.
I think it's got pink laces too. The hot pink. It's like the Padre City Connects, huh?
A little bit, yeah. I would go like a sea blue, like a sea green mixed with a baby blue. Like it's right in between both of them.
Ocean mint?
Maybe ocean mint. Mint is I think that's a good term for it. It's mint with a little bit more blue.
He's going with the off color approach because his high school in St. Joseph's, they're black and green. So
showing off a little bit of the swag. 2-1. Big swing and a high fly ball to left. Giovanni Blanchette chases it to the track, and he makes the catch at the last second. He took a hit away from Buglino, and it's 1-2-3 for Omar Reynoso. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 6-5 on the SLO Blues streaming network. Bottom third of the order due up for the Blues. It's Jason Hansen, Darius Price, Kate O'Hara coming up for San Luis Obispo. It's a 6-5 game, as we found out last inning that another run was added to the board for the Pirates. So the Blues trying to extend their one-run advantage. Hansen squares to bunt, lays it down. Coming off the mound is Lozano. He fields, throws, and it's a little high out of the glove of the first baseman Tovar, and a bunt base hit for Jason Hansen to start the 6th.
Yeah, good start. Something chaotic like a bunt play like that is a good rally sparker. And it looked like the throw beat him going down to first, but Tovar couldn't corral it in. This could get something going here for San Luis Obispo.
Here's Darius Price. Walked and scored his last time up. Price is 0 for 1. He's grounded out. So the hit for Hansen, that's the 6th on the day for the Blues. Both teams have 6 hits, 6 runs for the Blues, 5 for the Ventura County Pirates, and the Blues' last non-league game of the season. The lefty Lozano kicks and fires, and Price cues it, a little foul, and into the Blues bullpen. No balls on 1 strike.
He took over for J.P. Kerr in that monster 6th inning. As all 3 of the runners that
Lozano and Darius Price reset as Bryce stares at his black wooden bat. No balls, 1 strike the count on the second baseman from Cal Poly Pomona. Hansen leads off first, and the pick goes there. Not in time as Hansen's back in standing. 0-1.
Darius Price is 0 for 1, but he did draw a walk and come home to score.
Lozano pitch on the way, or he picks to first, and Hansen, again, doesn't even have to dive. He's back in. Hansen has 1 stolen base on the summer. He was also thrown out trying to steal in yesterday's game. Here comes 0-1. Price pops it up. Same spot, foul and out of play over that first base side of the fencing. No balls and 2 strikes.
Now he's got to shorten up here. He got a fastball on the outer half of the zone. He knows he can crush it. But now he's got to fight 0-2.
Price choking up about half an inch on his lumber. No balls, 2 strikes. Lozano readies up, front foot offset from the back. He deals, and Price takes way high, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
We've talked about the new pitcher mechanics that we've seen lately, like the new developments coming out of drive line. And right here, I think this is one of the more extreme cases of the offset foot with the toes pointed in.
Trying to generate a little bit of drive from his back hip. Power it by Price, and here's a quick pick to first, and this time Hansen dives back in safe. One ball, 2 strikes on Price, the 8-hole hitter for the Blues. 1-run game with Hansen at first. The pitch, and Price pops it up. This time it's in play on the foul side of first base. Out goes Tovar. He ranges back towards the foul line and makes the catch.
And Price got another fastball. Looking at that right shoulder, dipping underneath it. And that's a theme we've been seeing with the Blues offense so far, with the dip and the popping up. O'Hara's a guy who's popped up twice as well. Kind of been representing that. And to work on that, I mean, that's mostly something you work on in the cage. You have a ground ball round. But then when you head into the game, a little bit in pregame, but mostly this is an off-the-field thing you work on. Although it is possible to adjust mid-game, it's harder to do.
9-hole hitter Kate O'Hara steps up. Oh, well, and O'Hara takes on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Everyone in this Blues lineup has reached outside of O'Hara. You got some guys that have hits, some guys that have walked or been hit by a pitch, and O'Hara just the 2 flyouts to right. Oh, 1. Long hole, and here's the pitch on the way. O'Hara takes outside, and the catcher, Buglino, thought about backpicking. Lost the ball in the process. No throw, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hansen gets his lead off first. 1-run game here in the bottom of the 6th. Pick to first again. Hansen's not going anywhere. I think Hansen learned his lesson from yesterday. He's not going to run, but I think Lozano thinks that the right fielder's maybe a little faster than he is.
Yeah, they're really checking in on him.
He doesn't even have a big lead, and you see it here. It's an average lead. 1-1. And O'Hara pops it up in foul territory, and it's over the Blues dugout past the first base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And we're back again with 2 strikes. You're really only going to get 2 pitches here. It's either going to be a 4-seam or a slider. Neither are going to blow you away. I think O'Hara's, once again, just got to stay simple with it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Kate O'Hara at the plate. In a 1-run game. Another pick to first, and it's just not even close to get Hansen. And it's getting a little extreme at this point.
Yeah, a little too much here.
The saying always goes from the coaches, focus on the hitter, but feels like Lozano is more focused on Hansen at first. 1-2. That's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It would be the funniest thing in the world, too, if Hansen still finds a way to steal a bag, where maybe all the pickoff moves are convincing him, well, now I want to go.
Yeah, that definitely happens as a base runner. Makes you want to go even more.
2-2 on the way. Kate O'Hara takes outside yet again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And when you focus so much on the runner and you lose track of the count on the hitter, you now end up in this full count.
Exactly. Kate O'Hara working himself into a full count now. This has got to be Lozano's best pitch. And O'Hara's got to be a better hitter here.
Payoff on the way. O'Hara hits a liner on 1 hop. Diving stop by Cisneros. He gets up, goes to second, and Hansen is off the bag. Hansen in there. A nice play by Cisneros, but no out.
Looks like O'Hara catches a barrel there. Almost great play by Cisneros, diving to his right. Couldn't get it off quick enough going to second base. But Hansen reaches anyway. And that call, wasn't sure he was going to be an out or safe first. You saw the right hand come up, and then both arms went out for the safe call. Now we're at the top of the lineup with Jariah Lewis with a single of his own last at bat.
I don't know how Cisneros came up with that ball at all, but Kate O'Hara picks up a hit at 80 miles an hour off the bat, a little off the end of the lumber, but Cisneros wasn't able to get an out. Now it's Hansen at second, O'Hara at first. Here's Jariah Lewis, who singled in a pair of runs his last time up. Lewis swings and fouls it straight back. No balls and 1 strike on the center fielder from San Jose State.
And I've talked about how that adjustment is possible during a game. Not ideal, but it is possible. And I think Jariah Lewis is a good example of that in his base hit. The last at-bat he had, we talked about a lot, but the hands dropping as he was striding towards home, made a nice adjustment and came through with a single. Let's see if he can string that together in this at-bat as well.
0-1. Takes on the outside corner. Jariah Lewis went the other way for his base hit his last time up. Hit it into the left center field gap, trying to keep that approach lefty-lefty. If you see a pitch on the outer half, you take it that way. You stay with it. Try and send it to the opposite field.
It's a good sign for a left-handed hitter, too. Serving it the other way.
Pitch, and both runners on the move. It's a double steal for the Blues on strike 2.
Now we're seeing some that the Blues haven't done much this season. That's applying the pressure.
One ball and 2 strikes as Jariah Lewis now a 2 RBI opportunity. The lefty Chris Lozano kicks and deals, and Lewis pops it up. Left side in foul territory. Over goes the third baseman Gadd, and he watches it over his team's dugout. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jariah Lewis. So still a 1-2 count on Lewis. 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. 2 runners on for the Blues. It's Hansen at third, O'Hara at short, or at second. Another RBI opportunity for Jariah Lewis, who came through in his last time up. 6-5 game here in the 6th. 1-2. Lewis lines it straight back.
The outfield continuing to shade him on the left side. That right center gap is wide open for Lewis.
One and two. 2 runners on for the Blues. The pitch. And Lewis tags it high in the air to right. Heading back is Camacho. Not quite enough to get it over his head as Camacho catches it on the run. Tagging from third is Hansen. He'll score. The throw goes to third. And in there is O'Hara. Jariah Lewis comes through with another RBI at 7-5.
He gets the job done. Just a little under that fastball. Flies it out to right to Camacho. And with the sac fly, the Blues add on 7-5.
So Jariah Lewis, 2 nice at-bats his last 2 times up. The RBI single his last time. Now the sacrifice fly. He's extended the Blues' lead as it's now a 2-run advantage for San Luis Obispo. And coming up to the plate is Jake Hicksenbaugh, who's 3 for 3.
Now we're up to Jake Hicksenbaugh, who's a solid 3. Hicksenbaugh, who's a now solid 3 for 3 with an RBI. Jake Hicksenbaugh having a heck of a day at the plate. He has 3 singles.
Oh, well. Hicksenbaugh takes inside. 1 ball and no strikes.
With a runner at third in O'Hara, and this is just who the Blues want to capitalize on that.
Hicksenbaugh hit 2 hits in the 4th. Here he swings and chops it to first. In comes the first baseman Tovar, plays it low, and he takes it to the bag himself, beating Hicksenbaugh there for the 3rd out. RBI for Jariah Lewis on the sacrifice fly, extends the lead for the Blues. It's 7-5 as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Andrew Tovar to lead things off for the Pirates. It's 7-5 Blues. Tovar, Cisneros, Sean Mann coming up against Omar Reynoso, who had a 1-2-3 inning in the sixth in his first inning of work. And he deals the breaking ball inside. Sub 70 miles an hour goes the breaker, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
It's like I've said, he's not going to blow you away with the speed, but he's got some movement on that off speed.
Reynoso set at the belt. 1-0. Tovar takes a fastball on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike.
A lot of movement there, too. Clips the outer black.
Fastball at 73 miles an hour. So Reynoso trying to pitch to contact to get the Blues through this game. 1-1. Tovar takes it way in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike.
We have a special announcement. Adolphus, could you please come to the snack bar area?
2 balls, 1 strike. As Andrew Tovar has reached in each of his first 3 plate appearances. A walk, a hit by pitch, and a single. His first at bat against Reynoso, and he's ahead in the count. 3 balls and 1 strike.
The Blues have 7 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. 3-1 the count to Tovar, trying to draw a leadoff walk. As the Pirates trying to come back.
Reynoso from the windup. 3-1 on the way.
3-1 pitch.
And Tovar hits it into the gap in right center field. Skied up there, though, for Jariah Lewis, who tracks it and makes the catch for the first out.
You can see the ball as it's inclining up in the air. You saw it got a hold of the wind, started drifting towards Jariah Lewis out in center. Thought he had to run a longer way than he did. Had to throw on the brakes a little bit and stand there, catch the fly ball for out 1.
So Andrew Tovar retired for the first time. Here's Andrew Cisneros from Glendale College. A strikeout, a hit by pitch, and a fielder's choice. A righty at the plate, lefty on the hill. Oh well. Cisneros takes a strike, no balls and 1 strike. In this 2-run game here in the 7th, Blues trying to get a win in their last non-league game of the summer. 0-1 as the Blues' crafty lefty deals. Cisneros chops it foul. No balls and 2 strikes.
Reynoso, I'm going back to that slider. That's what he's been most comfortable with today, especially with that left on right matchup. I'm liking the slider here.
0-2 count. We'll see what he chooses. 0-2 on the way. Flied into center. Very softly hit as Lewis watches it fall in for a base hit. And 0-2 flare base hit for Andrew Cisneros, and there's a runner at first with 1 away.
Well, he goes back to that slider, and Cisneros catches it out in front, softly hit out to left center, and Jariah Lewis can just come up with it, and that's just going to be a single for Cisneros. Now they're giving Mann an opportunity. A guy's seeing it well today. He's got a walk, a triple, and a single.
Mann has knocked in 3 of the 5 runs for the Pirates, and he represents the tying run here in the 7th. Takes in the dirt. Nice block by Spear. 1 ball and no strikes. A walk, a triple, and a single for the uncommitted DH.
Had a triple in the 3rd, and then an RBI single in the 5th.
Reynoso looks to first after coming set. Glove held at his belt. 1-0 on the way, or a pick to first, and back in there is Cisneros.
Check up on Cisneros, making sure he stays put.
Reynoso definitely want to pitch the contact here. Middle infield at double play depth. He got 1 out and get out of it.
1-0 is flied foul. 1 ball and 1 strike off the bat of Sean Mann. Mann came into this game hitting .281 in non-league games, raising that average, 2 for 2 with the walk. One ball, 1 strike to count. Reynoso trying to retire the DH for the first time today. He delivers, and Mann hits a towering shot to left. Heading back is Blanchette. He reaches the track. He's at the wall. He looks up, and he watches it fly out. Sean Mann tattoos a homer over the fence. He's got 5 runs batted in, and this game is tied 7-7.
Reynoso leaves that fastball mistake catching way too much of the plate, or for Sean Mann, who's seeing it incredibly well. And he hits a towering bomb out into left field. A double away from the cycle.
5 runs batted in for the uncommitted DH out of the 7 spot. And he is almost by way of just himself tied this game up. It is 7-7 on the homer here in the 7th inning. Sean Mann hit it 365 feet to tie the game. Fastball out of play off the check swing of Robbie Trito. A walk, a hit by pitch, and a sac bunt for the second baseman. The Blues have sacrificed their lead here in the 7th inning, and now this game is tied. There's another drive to left. Blanchette has more of a beat on this one as he makes the running catch in front of the track for the second out. Back-to-back hard hit balls to left off of Omar Reynoso, but this one's out number 2.
Blanchette getting some work out there in left field. Ball's getting hammered that way so far as we've seen Caden Tynes starting to get loose up in the bullpen.
So here's Dan Lockery, the 9-hole hitter. A strikeout, a ground out, and a fielder's choice. And here he ropes a liner on one hop to Jake Hickson by at third. On the backhand, he steps up and makes the catch across the diamond in time for the out. Well, the Blues give up the lead on the home run by Sean Mann. We head to the bottom of the second. It's now a 7-7 ball game on the SLO Blues streaming network. Jake Swartz, the lefty, into this game. A 7-7 tied ball game in the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Blues are coming back up. There's a fastball on the inside corner to Giovanni Blanchette. A 1-ball, no strike count.
The primary first baseman coming into the game out of the College of the Canyons. He's got some movement on that fastball we've seen so far in warm-ups.
So 0-1 the count on Gio Blanchette. Blanchette has come up 3 times in this game. A fly out, a single, and a line out. Big swing and a miss on the changeup. No balls and 2 strikes.
And this is the inning crucial for the Blues to have an answer to the 2 that the Pirates put up earlier in the half.
Schwartz deals, and Blanchette fouls it off. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Blanchette came up 2 times in the 4th. A single. He also lined out straight to the third baseman, Gadd, to end the inning. Schwartz, the lefty, from the windup. Blanchette lines it into center. Another base hit for the Blues. Blanchette's got his second hit of the day, and there's a runner at first with nobody out in the 7th inning.
It's a good start for San Luis Obispo if they want to get something cooking here. And Blanchette continuing to see it well. His second hit of the day.
Gio's hit the ball well on each of his last 3 times up. The lineout was hit as well as his single in the 4th. Only one of them ended up as a base hit. But here's Justin Trimble. Trimble looking for his first hit today. He's reached and scored on a hit by pitch, though, in the 4th.
Wouldn't be surprised seeing a Blanchette steal here as well.
Blanchette's got 2 stolen bases on the summer. And that fastball a little bit off the outside corner from Schwartz. 1 ball and no strikes. One out. Trimble, a big swing and miss at the breaking ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Came at him with that slider, Schwartz did, and Trimble swung right through it. Not sure if he'll get a fastball in this at-bat.
Still yet to see the entirety of Schwartz's arsenal. Second batter he's facing, 1-1. It's a curve ball, and it's a little bit inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Left on left matchup. 2 balls, 1 strike on the DH from UCSB. Pitch. Trimble ropes it to first. Tagging the bag there is Tovar. He throws low. The tag applied. A double play. The Pirates turn 2, and they erase the runner off the base path. It is a 2-out ground out by Justin Trimble, and there's no one on now.
Yeah, and that hurts. You usually get something going there. You're trying to get another runner on, but it's a ground ball that's tailor-made for a double play. All Tovar had to do was just touch first, and you got to tag at second because now the force is no longer there. So just an easy 2 outs, and now Zach Tollerman gets a chance.
1 ball, no strikes on Tollerman as that one's in there. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Tollerman so far today looking for his first hit. He's reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run. 2-1 the count here at Sinsheimer Stadium. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Schwartz back from the windup. Deals in and misses a little low with the change. 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1, chopped foul. So the count moves full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tollerman outside of the fielder's choice back in the 4th inning. Struck out in the 2nd, grounded out in the 5th.
Tollerman officially 0 for 3. Struck out looking in the 2nd, had an RBI fielder's choice in the 4th, and then grounded out to 3rd in the 5th.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As Schwartz works from the windup. A Zach on Zach matchup. 3-2. Tollerman ropes a liner down the left field line, and it falls in front of Benatar for a base hit. Tollerman taps the bag at first, takes a big turn, and now retreats back to the bag with a 2-out single.
Some light for the SLO Blues. It's a good swing by Tollerman. He gets it up in the air. Typically, you'll see with ZT's swings, he beats it into the ground, but it's nice to see him get him some lift on that ball. And they carry it out towards the wall. Got to the wall in left field, and he's aboard with a single. We know Matt Spear can put it out. 1 swing of the bat. This game is different.
Left on left, and Spear takes the curveball. No balls and 1 strike on the catcher from San Jose State. A walk and a run scored in the 4th, where the Blues scored 6 runs. They scored 1 run in the 6th. And then they've given up the lead. They now tied 7-7 as Spear cracks it foul. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 hits in the inning for the Blues. Only 1 base runner, though, as Blanchette was erased on the double play by Trimble. 0-2 count on the left-handed hitting catcher, Matt Spear. Schwartz delivers, and Spear takes a little off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's a good set of papers for Spear.
Schwartz looking for the final out here in the 7th. As Tollerman gets his lead off first, Schwartz comes set, glove held under his chin. He deals, and Spear takes, again, a little out.
That was like the same exact pitch.
Peepers are off the charts, I guess.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs to Matt Spear.
Tollerman grabs his lead. Matt Spear in the back of the left-hand batter's box. Schwartz collects himself and comes home, and Spear hits a liner into center. Hanging up, though, for the center fielder Lockery for the final out of the inning. We're through 7. It's 7-7, and it's a tie game as we head to the 8th inning. We'll be right back on the SLO Blues streaming network. We welcome you back to baseball on the SLO Blues streaming network. Top of the 8th inning, a tied 7-7 game, and a new pitcher in for the Blues. It's Caden Tynes, the righty in, to face the top of the order, Jovan Camacho, to lead things off. Camacho hits a ground ball to third on one hop. Hicksonbaugh has it on the first pitch, throws it across the diamond in time for the out. So that's the first time that the Blues have retired Camacho today. He was 2 for 2 with a single, a double, a walk, and a hit by pitch, but here he grounds out as Caden Tynes induces the weak grounder to third. 1 out in the 8th. Tynes, the righty, looks in at Jackson Benatar, the 2-0 hitter. Comes set, comes home, and misses outside in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Tynes has been great recently for the Blues. Now he gets another chance in the 8th inning of this game. 1-0. Benatar takes a little bit high, 2 balls and no strikes. If you combine Caden Tynes' last 2 outings, he's thrown 7 innings out of the bullpen, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 11 strikeouts. He's been excellent. And here a 2-0 count to the 2-0 hitter. And Benatar lines the fastball into center field, a base hit. So Tynes gives up the single. There's a runner at first with 1 out here in the 8th. Tynes, the 5'11", 185-pound right-hander, going to be a sophomore at Cuesta College next year. But 7 innings out of the pen in his last 2 games, 11 strikeouts in the 7 innings. The big key for Tynes as he's been racking up the Ks. Jesse Gads had a handful of strikeouts to himself today. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Last time he grounded out to second. Blues will take one of those here. Could potentially turn a double play to get out of the inning. Oh, well. And Gadd takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Third baseman from Colorado Mesa, 0 for 4, but a chance to come through here in the 8th. It's a tie ball game. Potential go-ahead run is at first in the 8th. As a pick goes there, and back in is Jackson Benatar. 1 ball, no strikes, still on the hitter, Jesse Gadd. 1-0. Gadd takes it inside, and it hit him. Gadd gets clipped on the hip, and he takes a free pass. So the potential go-ahead run now is at second base on the hit by pitch. Gadd's at first, Benatar's at second, and Tynes looking to keep the Blues at least tied in this game. SLO just hasn't had the bats come through outside of the 1-6 run inning. And the signs are being put on. 1 out, 2 runners on for the Ventura County Pirates. 0-0 count on Andrew Baglino. And Baglino takes a strike at the top of the zone. No balls and 1 strike. Baglino hit a laser to left in his last time. Thought he clipped it over the head of Blanchette, but Blanchette was able to catch up with it as he ran onto the track. But the catcher from CSU Dominguez Hills is seeing the ball very well, despite being 0 for 4.
Baglino had a sharp fly out to 7th.
0-1. Baglino takes the breaking ball. It's a little high. 1 ball and 1 strike. A nice looking pitch from Tynes. Doesn't get the call, though. 1-1 the count. Go ahead run at second. Another runner at first. Jesse Gadd was hit by the pitch. Benatar has a hit. He's at second. 1-1. Baglino pops it up. Into shallow center. Out goes O'Hara, the shortstop. Weighs everyone off. And as he ranges back towards the infield dirt, collects the second out, so there's 2 away. Last chance here in the 8th, if the Pirates can't extend the inning, is Andrew Tovar, who has reached in 3 of his 4 plate appearances. A walk, a hit by pitch, a double, and a flyout. 2 runs scored for the first baseman from CSU Los Angeles. 2 runners on, 2 outs in the 8th. Tynes delivers, and Tovar takes a little outside. 1 ball and no strikes. 7-7 game, final non-league matchup for the Blues this season. 1-0 the count on the dangerous left-handed hitter. 1-0. Tovar takes well outside again. 2-0 the count. Blues will have the bottom third of their order due up in the bottom of the 8th. Tynes looking to at least keep the tie score and give the Blues a chance to take the lead and send it to the 9th with a chance to win. Hitters count for Andrew Tovar, who's picked up a hit. 2 free 90s. 2-0 on the way. Tovar takes way high. 3 balls and no strikes. A walk would load the bases for Andrew Cisneros, who singled and scored a run back in the 7th. He's reached twice in 4 plate appearances. Big pitch for Tynes. 3-0. Tovar takes right down the middle. 3 balls and 1 strike. Tynes a 1.59 earned run average so far for the Blues. 5.2 innings pitched. Looking to work a scoreless 8th. 2 outs, a 3-1 count on Tovar. He delivers, and Tovar pops it up into shallow left. In comes Blanchette. As he ranges towards the line, he ponies up and makes the 2-handed catch. So Tynes works around the damage and works a scoreless 8th as we head to the bottom half of the frame. It's still tied 7-7 on the SLO Blues streaming network. Eighth inning for the Blues, and it's the bottom of the order coming up for the SLO. Jason Hansen to lead things off, then Darius Price, Kate O'Hara due up here in the eighth. Jake Schwartz deals a fastball in there to Jason Hansen. No balls and one strike. Hansen singled and scored in his last at-bat, walked and scored in the fourth after striking out in the second. 0-1 in there as well. No balls and two strikes as Jake Schwartz is filling up all parts of the strike zone. Hansen wants a chance to think this one over. Calls time, a quick 0-2. And Hansen chases the changeup. An ugly swing from Jason Hansen. He's thrown out at first on the drop third strike. And in 3 pitches, there's one out here in the eighth. An uncharacteristic at-bat from Hansen, and it looked like he was just ambushed from Schwartz, who was quick pitching the whole way and picked up a strikeout, his first out of the pen, and the first strikeout for the Blues since the second inning. Well, Darius Price coming up now, left on right matchup as the Blues tied in this game 7-7 in the bottom of the eighth. 0-0 fastball is a little high. 1 ball and no strikes. Darius Price at the plate. A ground out, a pop out, and a walk with 1 run scored for Price. 1-0. Price checks his swing on the inside breaking ball. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0. Price takes on the outside corner with a fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Price, a home run hitter at Cal Poly Pomona. He's got the power to put the Blues in front in this game. It's 7-7, the 2-1 on the way. And Price ropes a liner foul down the left field line. A nice swing as Price caught that one off the barrel, 2-2. 94 miles an hour off the bat of Darius Price, but just a foul ball, so it's a strike for Schwartz. That's all he cares about. 2-2 the count. 2-2. Price takes way in the dirt. Nice sliding block by Baglino. It doesn't matter to make the count full, but the catcher is putting his body on the line. He's already taken a fastball to the throat today. And he's been a mainstay behind the plate. 3-2. Price loops a fly ball into center. Not hit quite deep enough to get over the head of Lockery as he ranges back and makes the catch. 2 outs in the eighth.
That ball had a great sound coming off the wood bat. However, Ventura was there, and that is out number 2.
With 2 outs, here's Kate O'Hara. O'Hara singled in the sixth. Before that, popped out and flied out in his first 2 at-bats, both to right field. 9-0 hitter steps up for the Blues. 7-7 game. Both teams have 9 hits. The Blues have made 2 errors, though. Costly helped the Pirates get on the board, as that's a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Want to know your count? As the throwback to Schwartz gets away from him, and having to back him up was Robbie Trado.
1-0. O'Hara taps it foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Caden Tynes pitched the 8th for the Blues. Safe to assume he'll go out there again for the 9th after how well he's been pitching out of the bullpen as of late. It'll be Cisneros, Mann, and Trado due out for the Pirates in the 9th inning, with the Blues trying to get there with a lead. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th, and O'Hara chops it shallow to short. In comes Cisneros. He plays the forehand, slings across his body in time for the out. It's tied as we're through 8, so we head to the 9th inning, 7-7 on the SLO Blues streaming network. Tie game in the ninth, and the Pirates are coming back up against the Blues. Caden Tynes stays out, and he's ready to face Andrew Cisneros, Sean Mann, and Robbie Trado. It's the shortstop from Glendale College, Cisneros, due to lead things off as Tynes readies up. Kicks and deals. Cisneros takes a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. Andrew Cisneros, a single and a run scored in the 7th. Also scored a run in the 3rd. He's reached in 2 of his 4 plate appearances. Tynes sets and deals. And Cisneros bounces it high to 3rd. Hicksonbaugh has it bounce out of his glove into his bare hand, and he just barely got him at first. Nice play by Hicksonbaugh. It bounced out of his glove. Luckily, he ended up with it in his 5 fingers on his right hand, and he threw him out. Tollerman, the 6'5" first baseman, was able to get it high. So 1 out here in the 9th. Not a routine play for Jake Hicksonbaugh, but he makes it work. And here's Sean Mann, who's absolutely obliterated the Blues today. He has knocked in 5 runs, hit a 365-foot homer his last time up. On top of that, also a triple, a single, and a walk. The Blues haven't gotten him out, and he has tortured them. 1 out. Mann takes a little inside. 2 balls, no strikes. So a hitter's count for the best hitter so far today in this Pirates lineup. He's on the verge, potentially, of hitting for the cycle and having a walk. That's how good he's been. 2 out. Mann takes high. 3 balls and no strikes. So Tynes nibbling around the DH, who's been the main run producer in this Pirates lineup today. Don't want to make a mistake to Mann. He's got the potential to untie this game. We've already seen it. 3 out. Mann takes on the outside corner. 3 balls and 1 strike. Tynes comes set, glove held under his chin, deals, and Mann takes high. So it's another walk for Mann. He's been on base all 5 times, and it's the potential go-ahead run on base here in the 9th inning as Mann takes first. The batter will be a pinch hitter. Robbie Trado is being pulled back from the on-deck circle. It's Ryan Camacho, twin brother of Jovan Camacho, the leadoff hitter, who's stepping into this game for the second baseman, Robbie Trado.
And Ryan told me in the dugout earlier today that he is 15 minutes older than Jovan.
So both Camacho brothers in the game now. Ryan pinch hitting here in the 9th. Runner at first, 1 out as Tynes works from the stretch. Mann has his lead. Here's the pitch from Tynes. And Camacho takes a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Runner at first, 1 out. 1 run for the Pirates will put him in the lead. It's 7-7 here in the 9th as Tynes delivers, and Camacho takes a changeup inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ryan Camacho, 5'9", 190-pound outfielder. Entered the transfer portal recently from College of the Canyons. 1-1 on the way. Camacho takes a little high. The funny thing about Camacho and his brother Jovan, yes, they're twins. Everything about them is the same on the roster. They're both 5'9". They're both 190 pounds. They both play outfield. Both were third-year sophomores after transferring out of the College of the Canyons. The lone thing that's different is Ryan bats right-handed, Jovan bats left-handed. 2-1. And the righty swings and laces it straight back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, what are the odds of that? I mean, the odds of having twins are already low, but for them to grow up to be the exact same height, the exact same weight, and the only thing that's different is their handedness. 2 balls, 2 strikes as Tynes looking for the second out here in the 9th. Mann with his leadoff first, held on there by Tollerman. Tynes comes set, glove held at the belt. He fires, and Camacho pops it up. Shallow left center as Kate O'Hara heads out. He camps under it. How many times have we said that today? O'Hara reels in the pop-up. 2 outs in the 9th inning. If you're looking ahead for the Blues, it'll be Jariah Lewis, Jake Hicksonbaugh, Giovanni Blanchette in the bottom of the 9th. Trying to get there, still tied. Give the Blues a chance to walk it off. Yesterday night, the Blues had both the go-ahead run and the tying run on base, down 3-2 in the ninth inning, and did not score, lost that game, but trying to get to the ninth for another walk-off chance. That pitch on the inside corner to Dan Lockery. No balls and 1 strike. Tynesworth to scoreless 8th. He's walked a batter here in the ninth inning, but 2 outs in the frame, and he's an out away from getting the Blues back in the dugout. 0-1. Swing and a grounder into the hole at third. Hicksonbaugh spins, has it, throws low, and he got him. Another nice defensive play by Hicksonbaugh at third, and the Blues head to the bottom of the ninth. It's a tie game, and they've got a chance to walk it off. Top of the order coming up, Lewis, Hicksonbaugh, and Blanchette. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the SLO Blues streaming network. Well, here we go. Bottom of the ninth, tie game. The Blues a chance to walk it off in front of another stellar home crowd. It's the top of the order, too. Just who you want coming up. Jariah Lewis, Jake Hicksonbaugh, Giovanni Blanchette here in a 7-7 ball game. Jariah Lewis takes the first pitch from Zach Schwartz. No balls and 1 strike. A couple of defensive changes to tell you about. Coming out of the game was Trado as a pinch hitter, and it's Omar Cisneros who comes into the game at second. No balls and 2 strikes. So the middle infield completely made up of twins. It's Andrew Cisneros at short, now Omar Cisneros at second. 0-2 count on Jariah Lewis, who's got a single and a sac fly his last 2 at-bats, and he goes down swinging to start the ninth. Zach Schwartz with a three-pitch dismantling of Jariah Lewis, and there's 1 out in the bottom of the ninth inning. First time today that Lewis has K'd, just the second strikeout for the Blues since the second inning. And here's Jake Hicksonbaugh, who is 3 for 4 with 3 singles. Blues need someone to reach, trying to walk it off here in the bottom of the ninth. And Hicksonbaugh forces it foul. No balls and 1 strike. Blues lost 3-2 yesterday, had the tying run and the go-ahead run, both on base in the ninth, and didn't score. They're trying to win this one before it gets to extras. 5 pitches now, 5 strikes. Zachary Schwartz is pitching well here in the bottom of the ninth. Hicksonbaugh steps back in. Here's the pitch. Hicksonbaugh strikes out swinging. 6 pitches, 2 strikeouts as Hicksonbaugh is down on the K. 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. Now Giovanni Blanchette coming up. 2 singles for the left fielder. He also lined out to third, maybe seeing the ball the best out of anyone in this Blues lineup in his last few plate appearances, trying to extend the ninth inning. Keep this one from getting to extras. The Blues have not played an extra inning game this year. 2 outs in the ninth inning. We might be trending towards the first of the year. Blanchette takes a little off the plate. No immaculate inning, as Schwartz had gone 6 pitches and 6 strikes in order to strike out the first 2 Blues. But here a 1-0 count to Giovanni Blanchette. A 1-0, and Blanchette rolls it foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Giovanni Blanchette didn't see any action this past year at St. Mary's. Recently entered the transfer portal, searching for a new school. He was the one who struck out in the 9th inning yesterday. 1-1. And he pops it up. Little flare down the first base line. Out goes the first baseman, Tovar, and he can't make the catch. So another 9th inning at bat with 2 outs for Giovanni Blanchette and a chance to make up for yesterday. But behind the count 1-2, he'll have to choke up and do it with 2 strikes. Blanchette, a graduate of San Joaquin Memorial High School, a second-year Blue, went 3 for 18 for the Blues last summer. He's leading the team in batting average so far this year. Came into this game hitting .378. 1-2, Schwartz from the windup, has his sign and deals. And Blanchette takes a little high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Close pitch to take with 2 strikes, but Blanchette even in the count now, 2-2. 2-2. Blanchette hits a grounder to third. Gadd comes up with it, throws low, and a nice scoop at first by Tovar. A 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 9th, and we've got extra baseball coming up. Caden Tynes heading out in the 10th. It's 7-7 on the SLO Blues streaming network. So the 10th starts with a runner at second. For the Ventura County Pirates, the runner at second should be Dan Lockery. We're playing with the extra innings rule that they've adopted in the major leagues. So a runner at second to start the top of the 10th. 7-7 game in the first extra innings game for the Blues in 2023. So Lockery starts the inning at second, and it'll be Jovan Camacho, Jackson Benatar, Jesse Gadd, the top of the order, due up. Blues play the corners in, middle back, with Zach Tollerman watching the bunt at first. Caden Tynes delivers, and Camacho takes a little outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Lockery, the center fielder, has good speed at second. The Blues trying to win their last non-league game, and they'll have to do it in extra innings. 1 ball, no strikes on Jovan Camacho, who's reached in 4 of his 5 plate appearances. 1-0. Camacho takes strike 1. Fastball right over the heart of the plate. 1-1 the count. Camacho was hit by a pitch in the first, walked in the second, single in the fourth, a double in the fifth before the Blues finally got him out in the 8th, and he grounded out to third. Tynes a 1-1 count. Looks back to Lockery at second. Now brings it down Broadway. And Camacho takes in the dirt. Stopped there by Spear. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lockery grounded out to finish the 9th inning, but now he's the free runner to start at second base in the 10th. 7-7 ball game. Tynes looks home, now comes home, and Camacho takes outside. Close pitch, but no call. 3-1. A walk isn't always the worst thing, but you don't want to allow the visiting team to score more than 1 run in these situations. But a walk would set up a double play potentially for the Blues with Jackson Benatar on deck. 3-1. And that pitch is on the inside corner. Paralysis fastball, 3-2. Camacho, the uncommitted right fielder, hitting now 300 on the year. Full count as the fans start to erupt here at Sinsheimer Stadium. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff on the way. Camacho rolls it foul back towards the Blues dugout. Still 3-2.
But he will have to go back to second, as we will have another payoff pitch coming up.
Camacho and Tynes battle here to start the 10th. First extra innings game that we have seen this year at Sinsheimer Stadium. 3-2 the count. Tynes comes home. Camacho takes high, and he draws the walk. 2 runners aboard with nobody out. It's first and second, and the batter will be Jackson Benatar. So as we were talking about, you don't want to automatically walk the guy, but it is not the worst consolation prize for the Blues, as now you've got a potential to potentially turn a double play, but also sets up a very interesting bunt scenario with Jackson Benatar coming up. As now, if you're the Ventura County Pirates, you think about laying down a bunt and move 2 runners into scoring position with less than 2 outs. See if Benatar lays it down, waving his tan bat. He doesn't square. He swings and hits a liner into right center field, falls for a base hit. Heading into the gap, 1 run's going to score, and it bounces off the right fielder Hansen. In comes Camacho, heading into second with a 2 RBI double as Benatar. It's 9-7, and there's still nobody out in the 10th. And that's where the walk hurts. 2 runs across, and Tynes still hasn't recorded an out. It's 9-7 in extra innings. The Blues may be on the verge now of losing their final non-conference game of the year, as Tynes has given up base runners to the first 2 batters here for the Pirates in the 10th. And Benatar comes through with his 3rd hit of the day. Camacho came all the way around first. The inherited runner, Lockery, scored from second. And now a 9-7 game. A chance for the Pirates to continue to add, though. Runner at second, nobody out. Here's Jesse Gadd. Gadd is 0 for 4 with a hit by pitch and 3 strikeouts. And he's ahead in the count here, 1 ball and no strikes. Blues lost a heartbreaker yesterday to the Barons. Came close in the 9th, but couldn't seal it. Couldn't come back. And today, they weren't able to score late in the game, and now they trail. Gadd takes a little inside. 4 unanswered runs for the Ventura County Pirates. The 2-run home run back in the 7th. And now 2 in the 10th, and there's still nobody out. 2-0. Gadd swings and rolls it down the first base line, foul into the first base coach's box. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, we've talked about it all summer with the Blues. They just a team that hasn't been able to step on the necks of their opponent. They were up 6-2 in this game, and just couldn't put the foot to the pedal, I guess. They just haven't been able to capitalize in situations as the Pirates take a 2-2 count. The Blues just haven't had that killer mindset so far this summer. Lost in yesterday's game to a 2-12 Barons squad and could potentially lose a non-league game here today. 2-2. Gadd fouls it straight back. And they try and diagnose this team. It seems impossible, and then they come out in that 4th inning. They score the 6 runs, and you think they've broken out of it, but only 1 run since then. And it's been a tough stretch for the Blues, trying to avoid losing in this one before the big contest tomorrow against the Foresters. 2-2. Gadd takes inside, full count. The good news for the Blues is they will have the runner starting at second base in the bottom of the 10th, but now instead of just needing to score that runner from second, they'll have to find a way to bring in a completely separate run as well. Payoff on the way. And Gadd lines it into center. They might need to find 3. Coming up throwing is Uriah Lewis. Benatar coming around the plate, and Lewis's throw all the way to the backstop. It's 10-7, and there's still nobody out. Poor defense in the outfield by the Blues, and it is 10-7. Caden Tynes is yet to record an out in the 10th. Lewis came up throwing, and throw it he did all the way to the backstop over the head of the catcher's spear. That's Gadd's first hit. He bounces back from his previously 0 for 4 day. And now it's Andrew Baglino, a 10-7 game. Boy, things have just turned on its head here in the 10th inning. 3 runs, 2 hits. There's still nobody out. Andrew Baglino, 2 strikeouts. He's 0 for 5. And here he rolls it foul. Tough blow already in this top of the 10th for the Blues. They're still not out of it. They'll have a chance in the bottom half of the frame, but they were up 6-2 in this game. They've allowed now 5 unanswered runs to the Pirates, and they trail it 10-7. And Buglino chases down low. No balls and 2 strikes. Buglino, the catcher from CSU Dominguez Hills, popped out his last time up, flew out in the 6th, a ground out in the 4th. Before that, a strikeout in each of the 1st and 3rd innings. 0-2, right on right matchup. Tynes delivers, and Buglino hits it down the third base line, just foul. That's the bag, still 0-2.
And the count remains 0-2. As looking for his first out is Caden Tynes.
0-2, still the count on the catcher. Tynes with a runner at second. 3 runs already across here in the extra inning.
So 3 runs have been scored by the Pirates, taking a 10-7 lead into the 10th inning.
Tynes comes set, still an 0-2 count. He kicks and fires, and Buglino hits a chopper towards third. Hickson-Ball looks back to second. Gadd stays there, and the throw across in time to get the out. So a non-productive out from Buglino. That's the first out here in the 10th inning.
So 1 away in the 10th inning. Staying put at second is Gadd.
The batter now will be Andrew Tovar, the first baseman from CSU Los Angeles. A double on the day for Tovar and 2 runs scored. He's also walked and flown out twice.
There's 1 out. Tovar has a double in the game.
Oh well.
In the 5th inning.
Tovar swings and unloads to right. Not hit deep enough to get it over the head of Hansen as Hansen ranges into the gap, makes the catch. Tagging up from second is Gadd. The throw goes into third, but Gadd makes it in. It's a sacrifice fly that moves Gadd from second to third. The second out here in the 10th. And they rule that Gadd didn't tag it correctly at second base, so the Blues get the third out in a crazy way. Gadd didn't go back to the bag, and so it'll only be 3 runs in the 10th. The Blues have their work to do on offense. We're heading in the bottom half of the frame. They'll get the free runner, but they need to find a way to score 3 if they want to win their last non-conference game of the year. It's 10-7 as we head bottom 7 on the SLO Blues streaming network. Last chance for the Blues. They gave up 3 in the top half of the 10th, and now here in the bottom half of the frame, it is 10-7, and it's Justin Trimble coming up. The runner at second base for the Blues is Giovanni Blanchette, as he made the last out of last inning. So the Blues do have speed at second, but they need more than just the 1 run. It's a 3-run deficit. Blues need 3 to tie, 4 to win. Trimble, Tollerman, Spear due up against Zachary Schwartz. Schwartz kicks and deals. And Trimble hits a cue shot towards third. In comes the third baseman, Gadd, and he drops the ball.
And aboard is Trimble.
Trimble reaches on the air, and just like that, the tying run coming to the plate. Maybe the exact gift the Blues needed.
And the Blues now have the tying runner at home.
Well, Gadd just couldn't read the spin on that ground ball. It bounced out of his glove. And now Zach Tollerman up, representing the tying run. Big change of events here in the bottom of the 10th. Tollerman hit the ball well his last time up, lined a single into the outfield. So 2 runners on for the Blues. Zach Tollerman, the tying run in the bottom of the 10th. Schwartz kicks and deals, and Tollerman takes high. That's a changeup, 1 ball and no strikes. Ruled an error on Jesse Gadd. He's had a tough day, picked up his first hit last inning, but 3 strikeouts. Now the error here in the 10th. 1-0 the count. Pitch to Tollerman, and Tollerman takes the curveball outside, 2-0. Tollerman at the plate, Matt Spear on deck. We know that the Blues don't use all that many pinch hitters, but we'll see if Dean Traynor wants to bring in any of the big guns off the bench. He's got Nin Burns there. He's got Theo Hardy, Jacob Ruley. A lot of guys he's trusted in big situations, waiting in the wings potentially here in the 10th. Right-handed hitter Zach Tollerman at the plate. Hitters count for the reigning Western State Conference Player of the Year. 2-0, and Tollerman takes it high. 3 balls and no strikes. A walk would load the bases. Matt Spear on deck. Nobody out here in the 10th. The Blues need 3. 3 balls, no strikes on the tall right-handed hitter Zach Tollerman. Schwartz kicks and fires and spots up right down the middle with a fastball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Feels like it's been a very long time since the Blues had a comeback win. They haven't had one in league. The last one that we can really think to was early in the game when they came back from an early deficit against the Menlo Park Legends. 3-1. Tollerman takes inside. It's to the backstop, but it doesn't matter. Bases loaded on the walk, and there's nobody out. Here comes Matt Spear. The error and the walk to start the bottom half of the 10th, and the Blues have been gifted an opportunity to potentially come back and either tie or win this game in the bottom half of the frame. Meeting at the mound upcoming, and I wonder if this is a call to the bullpen. A righty warming up for the Ventura County Pirates as Schwartz has pitched well, but running into a little bit of trouble here in the bottom half of the 10th inning, and we will see if a call goes to the pen. Schwartz waiting for the conversation. The entire infield with him. Pitching coach out for the Pirates. The situation will be Matt Spear coming to the plate. Bases loaded, nobody out, in a 10-7 game. This conversation's ongoing. I guess that Schwartz is probably staying in this game. You have the left-on-left matchup coming up. This could be the last hitter as well for Schwartz to face. If you want the left-on-left matchup against Spear, on deck is the right-handed hitter Jason Hansen. You want the left-on-left matchup, but could be a conversation to say, hey, this guy, the lefty coming up, he's your last chance. Nobody out, bases loaded. As the meeting disperses, Matt Spear comes up. It'll be Schwartz versus Spear with 3 runners on. Blanchette at third, Trimble at second, Tollerman's at first. First pitch to Spear. Spear takes a big swing and miss. No balls and 1 strike. Chase the changeup and a 0-1 count. Blues haven't had a walk-off victory this year. 0-1 the count. Spear swings and misses again. That's the breaking ball, 0-2. Blues could win it on 1 swing, but can't sell out for that. Try and string together some nice at-bats here. You have the tying run at first, the go-ahead run at the plate. 0-2. Spear takes a little off the outside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 77-mile-an-hour breaking ball, little off the plate, and a tough take for Spear. Spear has walked and scored a run today, but he's 0 for 3. 1-2. Spear takes the changeup low. Nice block by the catcher, Baglino. If there's a pass ball here, a run would come in to score for the Blues, and the tying run would move up into scoring position. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Spear, the lefty catcher, trying to come through. Bases loaded, nobody out. Schwartz from the stretch, kicks and fires. And Spear rolls it on the ground into the hole at second, into right field, base hit. In comes Blanchett. Held up at third is Trimble. The Blues score, and they keep extending the inning. Still bases loaded. It's 10-8 on the RBI single from Matt Spear. Now the winning run is at first. The tying run's at second. And it looks like a pinch runner's coming in. Nin Burns off the bench trying to call time as Zach Tollerman stands at second. Nin Burns doesn't have a helmet, and my guess is that he's going to take the helmet from Tollerman as Tollerman is being pinch run for at second. Also at first base, Spear is being pinch run for. It's Burns taking over at second, Jacob Ruley taking over at first. So Burns is now the tying run. Jacob Ruley is the potential winning run at first. Big single by Spear. He went from 0-2 to an RBI base hit. It's 10-8, and there is still nobody out. The Blues didn't pinch run yesterday in the ninth inning down by 1 as they left the catcher Jake Bold out there. Now with Nin Burns and Jacob Ruley available off the bench, a double pinch runner situation. And you've got the bases loaded, nobody out. Jason Hansen coming to the plate, who scored 2 runs today, walked and singled. Jacob Ruley. And we might get another meeting at the mound here as a whole lot of confusion going on. I think there's talking about the substitutions. You rarely see 2 pinch runners go in at the same time. But the Blues leaping on the opportunity, trying to win it here in the bottom of the 10th inning. They gave up 3 in the top half of the 10th. They've scored 1, and the potential tying run is at second. Schwartz looking in at Hansen. He deals, and Hansen takes high. 1 ball and no strikes. Hansen has struck out twice, bookending his day in the 2nd and the 8th. The walk and the run scored in the 4th, scored the Blues' lone run in the 6th. Blues on the board here in the 10th for the first time since that 6th inning. 1-0. Hansen hits a high drive to center. Going back is the center fielder Lockery. He's got room in front of the track. He makes the catch. All 3 Blues runners tag. In to score is Trimble. The relay throw goes to second. It's a sacrifice fly. 10-9, and the winning run is at second. So Hansen brings in a run. He moves Burns to third and Ruley to second. And now the tying run's 90 feet away. The winning run's 180 feet away on the first out here in the 10th. So the Blues now trail it by just 1. 2 runs across now in the 10th. And another meeting coming at the mound and a call to the bullpen. The Blues have scored 2. They need 2 more to win, 1 more to tie with 1 out and 2 runners on. Another call to the pen for the Pirates. We'll take a quick break here on the SLO Blues streaming network before introducing the new right-handed arm. righty into this game for the Pirates. It's now a one-run game in the 10th inning. Blues have the tying run at third, the winning run at second, and it's Aiden Melendrez coming into this game wearing number 10, the 6-foot, 180-pound right-hander from West Hills College, looks in at Darius Price. Price in this game has walked, popped out, flied out, and struck out. And he takes the first pitch on the outside corner, 0-1. The fans groan here at Sinsheimer Stadium. A chance for the Blues to potentially tie this one up. If Price can hit a deep enough fly ball or hit it through the infield, the Blues a chance to tie or win this game in the 10th. 0-1. Price takes in the dirt. It bounces off the catcher. Burns scurries off third, and he's got to hurry back. And he's back in. Baglino has been excellent behind the plate in this game. He's not letting anything by. A stone wall behind the plate, and he prevents the tying run from scoring with that block. Blues gave up 3 runs in the top half of this frame. It seemed like all hope was lost, but they've already scored 2 runs. They've got 2 base runners on. The final non-league game, and the Blues have a chance to walk it off. The Blues fans chant "walk it off" as Melendrez kicks and fires from the windup, and Price hits the ball into the right center field gap. It falls for a base hit. The Blues are going to win this game. The first walk-off win of 2023 as Jacob Ruley touches home and Darius Price is mobbed at second base. An 11-10 final as the Blues win a marathon game. And Darius Price the hero. A 2 RBI single ends things as the Blues down the Pirates. A 1-run victory on a walk-off in the 10th. What a game. Darius Price comes up with the RBI base hit, 11 hits for each team. The Blues win 11-10, and they've got their first walk-off win of the year. Resilience from the Blues in the 10th. They gave up 3 in the bottom, or the top half of the frame. They score 4 here with just 1 out in the bottom half, and it's a comeback victory for the Blues. And that's all fine and dandy, but the Blues got to be back here tomorrow. The final non-league game today, and the Blues come up with a victory to improve to 9-4. But they're back tomorrow against the Santa Barbara Foresters in the biggest game of the year. A sold-out crowd, fireworks show on the way. But the Blues, in their final tune-up game of the year, come up with a walk-off win in the 10th. We'll be right back on the SLO Blues streaming network. We hope to grab an interview with the hero of the game, Darius Price, as the Blues walk it off for the first time this year. welcome you back into the broadcast booth as I'm joined by the hero, Darius Price. The Blues win their first walk-off game of the year, an 11-10 final. Darius, when you stepped up to the plate in your final at-bat, what were you looking for and what'd you get?
Just looking for something over the middle of the plate, try to stick to my approach, and, yeah, just try to calm down, breathe through it, and just stay confident.
First walk-off of your life. Walk us through the celebration when you guys finally knew you won it and you're mobbed out by second base. That must have felt good.
Oh, it felt great. It's like, yeah, first walk-off, so a feeling that I never experienced before, but it was definitely cool stepping on the bag, seeing everybody come out, water bottles and everything, so it was great.
And the Blues have had an issue this year hitting with runners in scoring position and, bringing in runs. When you guys allowed 3 runs in the top half of the frame, what was the demeanor like in the dugout heading out for the bottom, knowing you guys needed 3 to tie, 4 to win?
Yeah, so energy was like a little bit down, but Coach Renee, Coach Dean, Tully, all the coaches, and even the players, they were like, yo, we got this. Let's dig in, and let's make something happen.
The final non-league game, you guys shift back to league play. Tons of games in July, starting with tomorrow, a sold-out game, firework game against Santa Barbara. How does the team build from this win going forward?
Just continue to hit, pitch well, stick with our guys, and just get after it pretty much.
Well, today the Pirates certainly paid the price, and you come up with the walk-off win. The Blues win it 11-10 here in the final non-league game of the year, an extra innings thriller, and the first walk-off win of 2023. We'll be back on the air tomorrow against the Foresters, first pitch at 6:05 p.m. If you're not already here, make sure you're tuning in on the SLO Blues streaming network.
Yes, sir.